drives me Take two. It drives me crazy how you flog and bend our words. Like, how are we supposed to know the difference betwixt blessing and curse if you keep conflating the two? Like, when you call him a Nazi and it sticks like epoxy, well, I'd rather you box me with switchblade kung fu. Carmelo! Because one ugly day, there may come a man who paints, but his mustache is cut short for gas masks, and using broken words, he'll make speeches. And those to whom he reaches will reach back, hands flat, facing the ground, their uniforms tucked tightly, as daily and nightly they disappear the ones whose just claim you find unfound. That distant horn will sound, and what once felt absurd will abound. Now they're here, boots on ground. But what name do we call them? There's none to be heard, because you all got mad at a joke, threw a tantrum, and broke the word. Critical Leap, baby! There will be now. Eeks! Critical Leaks! The commentaries, the comedy commentaries, show where the bottom of the barrel folks sit, sip, and overanalyze jokes. I'm your host. You may call me Druid or Gyppo, or I didn't add a third name. We are second screen friendly, commenter hostile, and neutral on gender. Come one, come all. So, it's been a long week for you, boy. Old Gyppo has been limping around the house because I've been broken of foot. Everyone, welcome to the show, my crutch. I don't mean drugs. Thank you, Crutch. Thank you for joining us. We'll be hearing from Crutch throughout the show. So I haven't been able to get around super well. I got hardwood floors and stuff, so if that crutch hits something, I'm down. I'm going down, boys. So I've been kind of relying on my fiancé a lot. And this has reminded me, back in the heyday of sitcoms, there was this sort of episodic trope. You know, every sitcom kind of did a version of this episode. And it is a trope that I am referring to as the sick bell. You guys remember the sick bell? So the basic premise of the sick bell is one of the characters gets sick, be it the protagonist or one of the ancillary characters. They they get sick or they break their leg or something. Something happens where they're bedbound. That's character A. Character B then offers, well, hey, you're sick, like, you just let me know and I will get you whatever you need. In fact, if you need anything, just ring this bell. And character A is like, okay, and character B leaves the room and character A rings it. Character B comes in, yeah, and everyone's having a good time. Character A goes, I was just testing to see if it worked. Character B goes, oh, you. Well, you let me know if you need anything. I hope you feel better. Character B goes into the next room. A few minutes later, here's the bell. Character B comes back into the room and character A is like, I'm so sorry, but can you give me a glass of water? Of course I can. That's what the bell's for. So they go, and they take the glasses, and they fill it up, and character A is like, oh, thank you so much. Character B leaves the room. And like 1 minute later, character A rings the bell again, and character B comes in and is like, yeah? I actually wanted cold water. Do you mind? I'm so sorry, I don't mean to put you out. Character B's like, sure. And you lather, rinse, repeat until eventually character B flips the fuck out and yells at character A. And character A's like, I'm sorry, And they have some kind of catharsis and everything works out in the end. I have been doing my very best to not ring the sick bell too much. And that's my summary on the sick bell. How do you guys like that poem? I'm like James Donald Forbes McCann in so many ways. I'm gonna be so edgy here. You won't believe the things I tell you I'm not allowed to say, and then, well, I don't actually say them, but I dance around them in a way that's not offensive to anybody. Anyway, this is Crom.
So we have one option now.
Little background on Crom, if you don't already know who he is. He is the champion of the X-Men. Woohoo! Crom, Crom, Crom. Found Crom the other day. He was below 300 subscribers. Crom's whole thing is at least once a day, Crom posts videos in an attempt to pick a fight with Critical Geeks' own Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde, fight me! That's been his whole thing. He posts like daily on this. He's gained like 40 subscribers in a week. This dude, he is killing it. He'll post videos of him in like the woods somewhere. It's just a heavy bag hanging from a tree, and he just like lumberously is just he's just doing burnouts, just punching burnouts, just until he can't hold his arms up anymore. And he's probably 7 feet tall and 310 pounds of potential muscle. Crom is fucking awesome.
We can fight or we can do nothing.
Always the option. I love that he's pointing it out for us all. We love you, Crom.
We only have one option.
Go follow Crom. You should be able to just type in CROM Crom. But yeah, dude's starting to fucking blow up. Now that I'm looking at these comments, there are so many more than when I was on here. That's our guy. That's Crom. Let's hear it. Let's hear about it.
We can fight or nothing. And that's it. And I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I don't want to talk anymore. I hate talking. I fucking hate talking. I'm ready to tear my computer apart. Every time I make a video, I'm ready to rip this thing apart and destroy it and throw it at the wall. I fucking hate computers. I hate technology. I hate being in front of computers. That's why I don't want to stream. Because I can't sit in front of a computer that long. I'd be moving around too much. I have to stand up. It doesn't just be like this. It's be me standing here fucking talking and shit, and I just move around. That would be that interesting in a stream. I don't know, maybe it would be.
It would be interesting in a stream, Crom. We have your back, my dude. Now, I understand that my voice is tuned to the key of irony. This is not an ironic support. The support is wholehearted. Whole damn hearted. So that's Crom. Our first little Eeks featurette today. Featurettes are where we just sort of jump into something. I show you some shit I found that made me laugh or chuckle or that I enjoy. Kind of cultivating the X-Men culture around here. I think that's important. Cultivating culture. It's the kind of thing I'm out here to do. So, next, I discovered. I'm kidding. I should have known about this show for years. Excuse me. I should have known about this show for years. This is Roast Battle. And as I've been sort of bedbound, kind of couch-bound for the last week, Sorry, I got a little distracted there. As I have been couch-bound for the last week, I have been out to things to watch. Excuse me, Richard. I've been on goddamn YouTube Live. What a nightmare. So, okay, this is actually a little update for the X-Men. Quick aside. Now that I'm over 50 subscribers, thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate the fuck out of you and your support. It's been a long time coming. Onward and upward. I'm going to start going live on YouTube, but I'm not going to be doing this version of Critical Leaks. All right, this is reserved for comedy commentary. You know, all our classic characters, all the storylines we've been following. Critical Leaks, CTE, this show will not change. However, I will be going live, experimentally, critiquing other things. I am a fantasy writer, and so I want to get into fantasy critiques a little bit, reviewing, first of all, Hot D, or House of the Dragon. I'm probably going to be tracking the downfall of the writing integrity in that show, because seasons 1 and 2 were pretty solid, and season 3 is absolute bong water. So it stinks, and it makes what was once good seem foul. So we're going to be tracking Hot D, House of the Dragon. That's my fiance's acronym. I don't know why I haven't seen that before, but that's what we do here, baby. It's Critical Leaks. Anyway, this is Roast Battle. And I pull this up because I want to honor one of the people we used to attack. Because we, unlike some of these other comedy commentary guys, unlike some of these other guys who are also inspired by Mike Redbaugh, and by this I mean, like, there are some people out there who I haven't decided how I feel about yet. I thought I hated them, and then they were going back and forth with me making jokes in Dubz General's comments, so now I'm not really sure. But there are people out there who are just doing their best to be Michael, and I disagree with that fundamentally, because here, we give everyone you gotta give them a chance, you know? I don't want these people to disappear. I want them to be better. I want them to change, and so they can affect our world in a more positive way. To wit, we're now going to give praise to our old friend, Timothy Lack of Breaks.
You're really walking around and making it about...
We're going to talk about Peyton Ruddy a little bit. Peyton Ruddy's really been coming across my motherfucking radar. It's the big old whoop. The radar's like this big, and Peyton takes up 1 quadrant.
You the whole time. I thought it was great. I'm going to give it to Tori.
He's been on Kill Tony before. We're not here to talk about Peyton right now, but I don't get to decide where this talker goes. We know that by now. Peyton's one of those guys who has been... nicest way to say this. Who has an overt quality about him that I'm quite sure people have mocked him for relentlessly his entire life. Everyone sort of has these qualities or conditions about them, you know. Some people hide them better than others. Some people learn to accept them. Some people take all that vitriol put upon them by the outside world. They Uno reverse it, and they spit it back into the world as a roast comedian. You Tony Hinchcliffes of the world. You're Peyton Ruddy's of the world.
Though, great jokes, but great battle vocals.
That was him being kind of sweet. Looks like I gotta turn this up a little bit. Oh, this is gonna suck. My motherfucking butt hurts. By the way, cut out the pretend. I mean mentally, because I don't have an editor. But mentally, cut out that first where my camera was falling. Cut that out, man. You know, it seemed like I was getting angry, but like Dan Soder, I couldn't even harm a flea's baby.
Everyone makes a noise.
I couldn't harm a baby fly.
Tori.
I'm doing Celsius today. Not a sponsor, just a big ass fan of Jake Paul. He's got all the shitty tattoos and the muscles, and he beat up that old guy. You know who I want to see fight? Jake Paul and the great and mighty Crom. I'm just kidding. It wouldn't even be a fucking competition. Crom would fuck him up. Crom. If you go see Crom, what I've been doing just to support the channel, all capital letters 3 times. Crom. And that's the fun. We're having fun. I'll be all over everybody's comments for the next 5 to 8 weeks. Oh.
Timmy.
Anyway, YouTube Live, I look forward to getting into, but what the fuck? Just go on, if you want, you can pause the show. You might get stuck and then come back when you remember that I'm here. But go scroll through, specifically YouTube Live, shorts or whatever. But Live in particular is just, it's mostly either like people who are super religious and are like, my God is the God. Or there are people who are like, there is no God. Or there's some people who are like, Trump is God. It's some of the, I am lost for words when I try to describe it. If that helps to frame just how bizarre of a corner of the internet it is. But it's all like, has to go through the YouTube censors, so it's like cleanish. By the way, YouTube censors, I'm so sorry I dropped a hard CM a while ago. Okay? I'm a little conflicted because I don't agree with censorship, but also I'm playing with your toy, so I have to play by your rules. And I'm having a little bit of an identity crisis accordingly. Anyway, we're going back to hear from our boy, Timmy, no breaks.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of room sitting next to fucking Chris Farley over here.
Peyton Ruddy, big guy.
I thought you guys both did great, for real, and I hate everything. I thought you guys, give it up for this. This was the opening battle, that's great.
Okay, he doesn't have his shades on, so give him some room. He's a little bit nervous. But he's also green as fuck. He is a 3-year comedian sitting up there with 15-year vets who fucking hate him for it. But because he has this overt quality that everyone sees the moment he enters these comedy clubs, they're all attacking him for that thing. They're all going, oh, what? So should I just pretend to be a character and do a stupid voice for for the rest of my goddamn life? And I laughed when I saw that guy on Kill Tony do it. And now I've seen Timothy No Breaks at these roast battles, and that's what everybody says. Oh, yeah, well, maybe if I was a 3-year comic who was just doing a stupid voice. You fucking haters, you jealous boys.
That was so good. I mean, you did look like you were taking it.
I was supposed to go hang out Iron Patriot. I fell asleep after my dinner last night. But I would love to see some Eeksmen out there giving support to Jeff Crabtree, the Iron Patriot. He is friend of the host, friend of the show. And I think he just needs some homies looking out for him right now. So go give the IP some love and have fun. Have fun asserting yourself to the people in his chat that talk mad shit when they're talking to a guy who doesn't love to talk shit. I've been in there just fucking people up, dude. It's a good time. It's just, you are nobody. It's like, oh, are you somebody? 100%. Oh, I'm so sorry. You'll have to forgive my confusion. It seemed to me like you were taking a cheap shot at someone who never hurt anybody. That's my bad. Silence. Eeks. So, ignore the fact that Timmy's kind of stumbling over his words, because we're not dealing. He's doing the annoying thing that I do hate when you do it, Tim. Stop straddling the line, bro. Okay, so this is the line, and over here is Timmy No Breaks, and over here is Team Stiefler. Stop. You ever watch skating? Stay over here at Timmy No Breaks, and then make people ask to see Tim Stiefler. Okay? In my headcanon, you've been watching Critical Leaks very closely, taking my advice. So take this advice as well, Timothy. Remain exclusive. It's far more alluring. Rule 9.
attendance for a DJ Khaled fan club or something.
That's one of my jokes. That's one of my jokes.
Well, now it's
Well, you didn't say it, asshole.
one of mine.
Well, now it's one of mine.
Fan club or something.
That's one of my jokes. That's one of my jokes.
Well, now it's one of mine.
Once he gets on a roll, dude, I'm telling you. Well, now it's one of mine. He has added, after getting hit for his character, he has added a lot of depth to Timmy No Breaks. Because now we know. I mean, he didn't volunteer to get punched overtly, but he has been punched for his running of the mouth. And if you have never been hit for talking too much or about the wrong thing or to the wrong person about the wrong thing too much, you don't talk enough shit. I literally could not count the amount of times. Ask anyone. Oh, we got a fun cover tonight. Looking forward to it. Let's hear Timmy some more.
I do love your...
Should I respond to you by doing an impression of another comedian?
No.
Should I respond?
You see how that died?
No.
You jolly green Hawaiian shirt, man. Come back to me. I can do better.
This mother
I'm not a roaster, okay? I'm
fucking
just mean.
is gonna tell me what he thinks.
Okay, first of all, never heard of him. Second of all, you're fat.
Got his ass.
I do love your Holocaust tattoos. Another one.
Another one. Peyton Ruddy is sitting next to him, arms crossed, the fucking face he is making. You know what? I'm just gonna screenshot it in case oh my. What have I done? Okay. Control Command 4? I don't know, man. I'm not screenshotting it. I forgot how to do it. My foot up on the old styrofoam cooler. Oh shit. I got the Cindy Lou Who going on.
I mean,
Let's just so you can hear this fucking everyone just he kills this. Listen to this. He crushed this room.
another one. To be honest, if you
That is 10 straight seconds of the entire audience cracking the fuck up. And Peyton Ruddy hates it. He's sitting there with his arms crossed. He's kind of forcing himself to smile, but you could just see this sticks in his big old craw. He doesn't love that Tim is killing way harder than he did the entire night.
Beyonce gave her
There's a bitterness to him. You'd think with all the preservatives.
those pants, you got a fat fiance, bitch.
Yeah, Timmy No Break's killing it. We'll listen for a little longer. If you listen for a little bit longer, we're gonna move on here. This was a good featurette, though. Excuse me, Jim. Man, next on here, you know, I need to figure out if I actually want to get into this.
Here!
If you're well,
You met her earlier!
well,
You greasy son of a bitch.
she should wheelchair up here. You try to kill yourself with Xanax. That's a lot of Xanax.
That's what she said.
But I thought you were great. You're Sorab. Are you Sorab?
So, Sorab is the Hawaiian shirt wearing guy who's kind of camp. You know what I'm saying? And he's up against a white girl, and so the joke is, of course, is he points to the white girl and he goes, "Is your name Sorab?"
Hey, that's my bet. Corey? Corey?
Actually, he might not have been kidding. Apparently, this is one of the rare women named Corey.
A just read that.
The audience thought you were actually confused.
Yeah. I just thought you were so Rob for Rousey.
Well, look who has egg on his face.
But yeah, Tori, it was so funny.
Eeks.
I thought you guys were both super funny, even though you're being pretty rude right now. So I'm gonna give it to Tori, but you guys were both great. I thought you were both great.
All right, good on you, Timmy No Breaks. We're happy for you, dude. Truly, I need Timmy to keep doubling and tripling down on his character, because I genuinely am a fan of his again now. After the punch heard around the green room, TM. I want him to do great. I want great things for Tim Stiefler, and I think he has. He showed us that he has the potential to go forth and earn it. Critical Leagues, baby. We're moving on to a Dubz General video. Dubz General. I was gonna say ever heard of him, but in this case, it's not funny. Dubz, for those of you who don't know, is the only comedian to ever walk off of stage on Kill Tony during his 1 minute set. So he gets a lot of hate. I personally was like, hey. First I reached out and I was like, well, it was during the punch heard around the green room. I was like, Dubz General's an Austinite. Let's see what he has to say about it. And it was mostly just the same old shit. And I said in his comments, I said, Dubz, like, I was really hoping to hear some insight, you being like an Austinite. This was in earnest, by the way. So I was really hoping to get some of your insight as an Austinite. You are the chosen one, Dubz. You're the only one who could. I called him the chosen one. Well, Dubz did something he almost never does, and he hearted the comment and didn't even delete it. He then, well, I guess moreover than I, started kind of going through Dubz General's catalog, and I remembered, oh yeah, not only is he the only guy to walk off stage, he also has all this Kill Tony lore, or all this Tony Hinchcliffe lore. I guess early on, Tony invited him to open up for him in Florida, and Dubz did really bad. And that didn't go over well with Tony. Dubz brought it up on Kill Tony, and Tony's like, well, I was talking shit about this time you did bad at comedy. You just reminded us of a whole other night of bad comedy that you did. And Dubz is banned from I believe, from Comedy Mothership, Creek in the Cave, and others. I think he did a weird video of him dancing out in front of the Creek in the Cave, and there was like little text at the bottom when he was like, I don't know. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, Dubz General, he's doing kind of a comedy commentary thing. I won't lie, I don't know what, I still think he's the chosen one. What is it? What do they call that? The Valley of the Soul or something, where he's just at like a kind of a low point on his arc. Because he's also just been putting out AI videos of him doing like deep interviews. I think it's AI. I don't know. And I'll remind me that I brought up this whole I think it's AI thing because it leads me to an entirely different character, and we'll get to that. But anyway, this is Dubz General's video. Joey Diaz speaks out, and then also a line where it looks like the emoji where it's just the like straight face, a colon, and then that flat line. And it says, what's happening at Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership? Very much in my vein.
It has leveled down a little bit.
It has leveled down a bit.
What do you mean? Like the guys were telling me something.
The guys were telling me.
The place is closed down.
The place is closed down.
Of course.
It just got too crazy.
Places closed in New York all the time.
So it went up, up, and now it's But that's good, too. Like there were late shows.
See this guy on the right who's talking, but that's good, too. It's actually better that the zine is dying. It turns out coping isn't just for skateboarders. Has anyone else done that one? Probably.
Those that were light at Joe's, couple nights, I was like, light?
I was like, light? Joey Diaz doesn't do anything light.
And they just said, it's the summer, the students are gone.
It's the summer, the students are gone.
You know.
Joe Coco himself.
Oh, so it's a little bit on the quiet. That's why I said, I'm not in a rush. I could
not kill the messenger, okay?
So this is one of Dubz' general. I think he's pretty lucid in this. Look, we all like to throw ourselves into oblivion, don't we? This is something we all love. That's why there's meetings for people who do it too much or too hard. So I'm not judging, but I will say he has some kind of, I don't like to throw the traditional words around, so let's just call it chemical obsession.
Okay, I repeat, do not kill.
Because there are some times where he'll come on and he's putting videos out at like, now to be fair, we're in a different time zone, but for me, he's putting videos out at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and he's kind of got like, I don't know, some people, alcohol reacts very strangely to some people, so I think it's definitely a factor. He also has a little bit sometimes of what I call barbiturates eyes, where it kind of that like, it's just, I can't pull it. We'll have to find a video where he is, 6 sheets, and then I might be able to channel that part of him. But anyway, he's pretty lucid in this one. So he's saying, don't shoot the messenger.
Not kill the messenger, okay?
Not the expression, but whatever.
Repeat, do not kill the messenger.
I'll repeat that that's not the actual expression, but whatever.
I'm just going to say what I see. And if you don't like it, by all means, you're entitled to your opinion. Get a podcast of your own and talk about it.
Eeks, that's exactly what I did. Now, what's curious about the fact that he just said that, let's hear about it one more time, and then I'll tell you what's curious about the fact that he just said that.
Means you're entitled to your opinion. Get a podcast of your own and talk about it, because I really don't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit. He says get a podcast of your own and talk about it. So you figure his comments are probably popping, right? These comments should be popping off. But it's not popping off that has happened. It is turning off. Dubz General turned off the comments to his video. First of all, I didn't even know you could do that. I kind of did, but... It's the 16th note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. More of that later. Stay tuned.
Let's get straight to it. Joey Diaz is moving to Austin. Ladies, hide your vaginas.
It's a hilarious way to say that, but he's right. That's a solid warning. You should be aware of the fact that this man is, allegedly, a bit of an SP. You like that, YouTube? You like when I do that for you?
This little blonde open mic.
At least now we're protecting people from knowing that those words exist, right? Like, of all the words, you should probably allow those ones. You can bleep ass all you want, but, like, CM? They should be aware that those things exist. That's all I'm saying. Ladies, okay, whatever. Whatever, who am I?
My chick dog that used to come up to the comedy store with a 20 and just take me up to the belly room.
I was blasting sperm balls in her ear balls.
Suck my thing, go do the set. She was tremendous. What?
Okay? If you work at any of the clubs, Sunset, Mothership, Creek,
3.
Hide your vaginas. Uncle Joey. Creepy Uncle Joey.
You see, I like Dubz.
Is coming into town.
This is the Dubz that I hope to see more of. He speaks with, sure, authority. That's fine. A nigh unwavering confidence, and I advise that you take caution when you hear a commentator commenting that way. They're compensating for something. If you're not willing to admit you're wrong, there's a far deeper insecurity there, in my experience. Again, I try to avoid these absolutes.
I kept shooting.
But Dubz is an insider, and frankly, in 5 years, if he keeps fucking grinding and cranking and being the guy that he's showing us that he is, if he keeps being that guy, he has the potential to be a kick-ass comedian because he's already proven that he's controversial. I don't know if he knows exactly how to navigate these waters. I probably wouldn't. But there's credibility in the same way that Timmy gained a third dimension when he got punched in the face. Dubz is paying for his opinions. He's paying for his personality. He is inherently kind of a rebellious figure. Now, whether he tried to cast himself that way, or whether the universe sort of incidentally made him the Luke Skywalker of his own story, he is currently, by the book, going through a bit of a hero's journey. We weren't around for when he declined the call to action or the whatever, but, you know, that's fine. We'll fill it in. Fan fiction it in. Let's keep hearing him out.
Balls in an ear ball.
Fucking sperm balls in your ear ball. Oh, fuck, do I have to... I don't care. I'm not gonna... if I can't say sperm balls in her ear bar, what can I say?
Every time she went...
What about... Why does you need to bleep that, Dubz? Those are all medical terms with a side of something else.
Vaya balapinga.
Vaya balapinga.
Be careful. Put your pussies in your pockets, ladies.
Now that's the best way to say that.
I'm saying it now. But the cat's out of the bag, guys. See, the thing with Joe Rogan's club is that you can't get inside unless you buy a ticket, you're an open micer that gets called in for the open mic, or you're a regular, or friends with somebody that works there. But we don't...
I like that being Dubz General's melody. Because it's sort of uncertain, sort of dark and lingering, but you don't really know where it's gonna go. This is the Dubz General theme. That's right, y'all get your own themes. So if you want to say some shit, start your own podcast, and maybe then you'll get your own theme. If you say some shit I disagree with or think is funny in some way. Through one of my many filters of This Is Funny.
don't see what's going on.
I'm in a mood today because my foot, it's currently throbbing. I'm going to tap into that rage. So, buckle up.
Inside. 2 years ago, packed out. People around the corner outside. Every show, packed out. Couldn't.
They're saying it used to be huge. Austin used to be thriving. Every single show at the mothership was sold out. There was a line around the block. You couldn't get in.
Buy a ticket.
You couldn't buy a ticket.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Now,
I'm sorry.
some of the late shows are empty. Or,
What did he say?
He does that thing where they cut to like clips. It's a new tool for an aspiring. It's a new shade of paint for this aspiring artiste. By that I mean he doesn't quite know how to use it yet.
right.
I wouldn't either. That's why I don't use it. You know, like Mahler and Little Platoon and The Critical Drinker and the like, it's like very much that format. they'll cut to, you know, they'll say something is weird, and then they'll cut to Rachel Zegler being like, weird, weird. It's sort of a classic,
You know
stylistically.
what that comes from?
No, Dubz. Tell us what that comes from.
That comes from disappointment.
Go on.
The mothership has a bunch of B, C list comics.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'm so glad that happened when it did. That's a great example. Okay, Dubz, from a viewer who doesn't really have a dog in any of these fights. I haven't decided who I like more yet, whether it's you or it's Lost Ox Media. I thought I knew how I felt about Lost Ox, but then, as I was saying, he was going back and forth with me in the Dubz comments, and to show that he's funny, at least he's, you know, he made another, I made a stupid play on words on one of his comments, expecting him to ignore it, and then he responded with another stupid play on words. That's pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know whose side I'm on, but often I find that I take the Treebeard model. Side, I am on nobody's side, because nobody is on my side. He does also say that and then rallies all of the other Ents, sorry, spoiler alert, rallies all of the Ents to take down Isengard. So, nobody's on your side, Treebeard. It's all a part of the model.
That are headlining the weekend, okay? B-list and C-list comics. Shout out to them giving them an opportunity. Kudos. But to sell that they're the best of the best.
He's right, though. And this is what I mean by he's the chosen one, because he's actually there. The rest of us are, I assume, not. So where we can go off of the things that people say, he can go off of, he has all of those things available, but also can walk down his street and dance in front of Creek End Cave. So, insight, literal insight. He can see in. Now, whether you think he's funny, or you hate him for walking off Kill Tony, or you're somewhere in the middle and are nebulous about him like me, we can acknowledge that that insight is helpful to our cause. Can't we? We're going to keep hearing him out because this is interesting. But you are, I think Shane was gone from his Austin place. I think he's mostly, I've been watching 432 clips. Shout out, Man of the Raven. I've been watching 432 clips quite a bit. Those two guys are really fucking growing on me, too. I still cringe when I hear people like, oh, I actually prefer punchlines. Call me crazy. I'm more of a Shane Gillis guy myself. Yeah, I fucking bet you are. Did you even go through a phase where you were accusing him publicly of being a sellout? Poser? Probably not.
Is a lie.
So the piano is a perfect distraction for me, and where that might not always keep me on subject, it is keeping me from bellowing into the sky.
Hands down, it's a motherfucking lie.
We're going back. What's a motherfucking lie, Dubz? I told nothing but the truth, man.
But to sell that they're the best.
By the way, I asked him to do an interview. I think he probably... when I asked him to do an interview, I didn't realize that most of the people who are in his Dubz sphere, TM, are hatresses and shit talkers. So I don't blame him for looking at my picture and saying my name, Critical Eeks, and being like, does that mean like leaks? Like, what is critical? What is an eek? Like, I don't... What indeed, Dubz? I don't blame you for looking at that and thinking I wouldn't be on your side. I get that. There are a lot of minnow minds in this area of the internet. A lot of people who are just sort of following the rest of the tiny fish. You know, small birds, they'll do the same thing. You stick to flocks because there's strength in numbers when you yourself lack strength. Right? So I don't blame Dubz for thinking I'm one of these small birds or one of these minimum-minded bastards. I don't blame him at all for that, but I would fucking love to get you on a Zoom call, buddy. We'll hop on a riverside. Because I have nothing to gain from attacking you. It's been well done. I mean, it's done already. Sure, I've gone back and forth on wondering whether or not I have to. But I think you provide more value. Right now you're in defense mode, I get that, Dubz. But I think you as a character provide more value to the story that I'm telling than I would get from just trying to make you look like a fool. That's not what I'm here to do. So instead of doing these artificial intelligence interviews things, or you're not even being interviewed, you're just acting like somebody asked you a question so you can go on these long think pieces. Bro, I will ask you those fucking questions, my man. I might give you a little pushback here and there. Actually, I promise I probably will. But if you can't stand behind your opinions, if you don't think your opinions can hold up, why have them?
Of the best is a lie. Hands down, it's a motherfucking lie.
I agree, and I tend to take the side of Austin. Kind of a scrappy underdog against the elite cities of the U.S. You know, it's always been L.A. or New York. I get Dan saying, like, you know, as a musician, people told me the same thing. Well, you got to go to Cali. You got to get down. Like, you got to go to Nashville or L.A. or New York. Austin would get thrown out there by, like, the cool ones because it used to be a really big music. It still is a huge music city. I have kind of a strange style. So my other strange friends were like, you should go to Austin. You'd have a great time there. Now it's the comedy capital of the South, I guess. And you are seeing more and more people. You know, Shane is leaving a little. He's not there as often. People are starting to see it as more of like, oh, I'm not going to live here. I'll just kind of fly in. And I don't know. It's interesting because I've always had this really... You ever see Cool World? You should go see Cool World. It's on YouTube, free with ads. It's a 1992 banger. Like a Roger Rabbit style 2D animation, 90s 2D animation mixed with live action. And Brad Pitt is in it. But they go, Cool World is this like world of cartoons, right? And the only, I'm serious, it's so fucking funny. But the only rule in Cool World is that Noids can't sleep with Doodles. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but that's like the whole premise of the movie. So Noids can't sleep with Doodles. And the way I've always pictured Austin in my head, and in fact I've told at length, there's dozens and dozens of hours worth of story somewhere online, you'll have to track it down, that I was illustrating kind of the way I always pictured Austin from the way it was told to me and like kind of the way I was affected. Very much like a Cool World kind of vibe where it's sort of surreal and it was forgotten space and Forspa, as I called it. And it always just seemed very, very, you know, kind of intangible, like a fever dream type of deal. And it's interesting to hear an actual Austinite talk about it, how like maybe that's how it started. But it's just sort of faded from that point. And I don't relish in hearing that, to be honest with you. It makes part of me kind of sad, and I can't really pin down why. I think because they were the kind of scrappy underdog, and I was genuinely like rooting for them to kind of provide these options. Also, it's so fucking popular to be like, well, you know, I mean, even these comedians who will still like hate the word, you know, the acronym DEI or DEI, blah, 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 they still very much are operating on that system mentally, where they're like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's Austin, it's just a bunch of white people doing comedy. It's like, yeah, okay, but like, show me where that's inherently problematic, and I'll show you a far deeper rooted prejudice that I think is growing into something that maybe isn't good for our culture overall. Right? I get why you feel that way. I'm not telling you it's an invalid way to feel. I'm telling you I have opinions and I stand behind them. So let's hear from Dubz some more, who, by the way, is one of those guys.
Shout out to Louis J. Gomez because
he
was like, who do you got in Austin that's a killer?
It's true, and I actually heard on somebody's podcast recently, I want to say it was like Robert Kelly or someone, who's a hero. They were like, okay, you know, Tony Hinchcliffe. And someone was like, Attell. Oh, fuck, even Tony would be like, yeah, that's fair. It was a ridiculous argument, but again, because I'm rooting for the underdog in this fight, I'm very much pro Austin in that.
I'll wait. It is what it is.
It wasn't a very long time to wait, though.
I'm not trying to shit on the city or cause turmoil. What I want.
Here's the problem: is that's the way they're taking it, and that's not Dubz's fault. It honestly makes me like Dubz more and resent the powers that be down there in Austin immensely. Oh, you guys are the free speech guys, the shit talkers, the bottom. No, you're not. You're trying to form the same kind of sensitive cool kids club that every other comedy scene seemingly has done. That's what I hear. That's reported, right? This is me looking into a fictional world, by the way. And I talk about this in the same way I'll talk about Westeros or Middle Earth. Like, you are all characters to me, including Dubz General, including Oxcord Media. So buckle up, because I'm going to talk about you like you're fiction. But all these other great holes, these great houses, these great cities, they all have this kind of rule where, hey, we all get along no matter what. And what I said, I think I put it out in a short recently. But, they're comedians, and so they operate off the yes and model. Yes and will you have me on your show? Yes and can I plug my new liquor?
What I say is step your game up, comedians.
I agree. No one likes to hear that, and I understand why you listening to Dubz are like, who the fuck are you, man? But he's speaking the fucking truth. And the fact that Austin is kicking him out, I don't know why he got kicked out of these bars. I will continue to investigate, and if I find out why, maybe we'll ask Lost Ox Media. Because by the way, that's how I found Lost Ox. I was looking up the Dubz General AI interview thing, because I was like, that's AI, this is weird. Like, what's he doing? And if you type it in, by the way, shout out Lost Ox. If you type in podcasts with Dubz General, Lost Ox Media is the first thing to pop up. So you know what? It's a little feather for your cap, my man. Little fledgling Mike. I hit play several seconds ago. He's just now doing the pause where he's waiting. Oops.
Step your game up.
It's true. I agree. And this actually does go into the classic sort of diagnosis we've all agreed upon, sort of collectively agreed upon. And I want to be clear, I didn't go, this is how you guys feel? Cool, I feel this way too. It was through my own Gyppolitic means, right? And we've all arrived at the same conclusion, which is like, yeah, there's an echo chamber going on. There's no one telling them, bro, this is too much. It's important to have friends who talk shit and are willing to talk shit to you. Because when you show up and you're wearing, say, a hat, and you're like, you're looking in the mirror and you're going, oh man, it's I love this fucking hat. And then you go out to the bar, and your friends are like, what the fuck is that hat? You then have to go home back to that mirror going, all right, well, I liked it, but they hate it. Is it better without? And if it's better without, then you keep it and fuck them. But they put you through that filter of having tested your convictions. And just as I was saying before, if you have opinions and you don't think they can hold up to testing, why have them? Same kind of deal with these Austin, sort of edgy, more racial jokes. It's like those might play in Austin rooms, but other people are going to hate you for it. So as you get better, as Dubz is advising, you learn different rooms need different material. And so when I'm in Austin, I do this stuff. And I'm out here in Atlanta, I do this stuff, right? So Dubz is acknowledging a truth.
This is
Whether you love him or you hate him or you have nebulous non-feelings about him like me.
why it's becoming light. This is why it's hard to get people to come out to shows. Because they're seeing the type of comedy that's being done and they don't like it.
Moreover, Dubz, I agree with you. I'm going to contribute to your point here. The price points that they're setting for these B and C and D list comedians who are headlining is way too high. I would be at a comedy shows every weekend, but the thing is that's happening everywhere. Like I don't know how expensive it is in Austin, but to go see a show at one of my local clubs is like $30 a ticket. To go see a guy you don't even know, you've never even fucking heard of. And it's like, well, that's really more of an industry problem. Because they're billing it, and I get why, because their club, this is actually very interesting. They were selling out all of those seats due to the reputation of their club. Oh, Lord. Right, Dubz? Sorry, I'm just kidding, dude. They are selling out all of their seats due to the reputations of Austin and of their club. And so even though some people from out of town don't know who Hassan Ahmad is, they see on the marquee, Kill Tony's Hassan Ahmad. $45 a ticket. And you're like, well, there's a line. Like, I guess I'm going to buy that. And you're right. And that results in disappointment. Not just because you went to a show, they told you it was the best person and it wasn't the best person. But because you went to a show where they told you it's the best person, you paid money as though it was the best person, and they were a B-tier Austin comic. So, Dubz is right. I made him even more right, and we're all welcome.
You have a
One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Oh, God.
strict demographic that comes to Austin to see these shows. Listen to me when I say this. It is a strict demographic. It is a middle-aged
Okay.
to old white men.
Okay. But to that point, Dubz, then the jokes that they're doing, they're sort of playing to their own crowd, right? You know? That was like my previous point. Oh, like different rooms, you're going to have to use different material. I know you comedians love to just write one thing and then stick to that thing and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. You're like, I'm practicing, not being lazy.
Gay.
You see what I mean? He's dabbling with this new paint, and he doesn't really know how the texture works. You know what I mean? He doesn't really know how to lay it down so that it fits with the rest of his palette. I'm not a visual artist, so I'm just kind of talking out of the back of myself here, but it's clear that he is not quite adept with this. Let's go somewhere I know. With this new instrument. He's in his studio. He's like, hey, I play the guitar. This has a fretboard and some strings. He's laying down a couple of, like, parts. He's like, I can add this to the video, or I can add this to my recording. And he doesn't really know how to play it yet. Did you like that one better? Future me? Shout out to the Eaksman, by the way. I don't know what I did. I'm in sort of a valley of the spirit right now. With regards to my views and counts and stuff. Eaksman, if you know what was happening then that folks seem to like more, that is different than now, please feel free to tell me, as always. This is our show. We're building it together. Again, I'm trying to contribute to the culture of the X-Men and this whole scene over here. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you're sick of. Let's hear from the X-Men. Let's hear it for the X-Men, and then let's hear from the X-Men.
Age to old white men and their wives. Gay.
Oh, that is actually way funnier. That was a good one. Okay. See, he can play some notes. He's just learned a chord. There are a lot of them. You still have a long way to go, but that's a chord, buddy.
Race-based white males. This is who the audience is. It is
race-based white males. Now, I do know what he means. And so, in good faith, I'm just going to keep moving, but it would be an easy non-sentence to pick apart. So be careful with that, Dubz. People who aren't as fair as me, they're going to go after you for statements like that.
Joe Rogan's audience.
Yeah, at Joe Rogan's club, in the city that Joe Rogan turned from the greatest music city in America to the greatest comedy city in America. Yeah, it would be Joe Rogan's audience. That's not a surprise to anyone. And I would love for him to now go on and explain why that's inherently problematic. Again, because once you start dusting that off beyond the point of like, oh, you can't insult white people. Like, I mean, white people, you can always throw insults at them, but like, it's never racist if it's white people. It's like, okay, but again, as soon as you start unpeeling the layers to that, not to mention where that could lead, but also what that means and the root of that and where that's born. Just like that argument, this whole like, it's all white people thing is like, okay, now please explain to me like why that illegitimizes it. And if your answer is because it creates an echo chamber and yada yada, then sure. But you're just remaking a point everyone else has made, and I don't think that's what you're saying.
They come far and wide to listen to whites make jokes about every race.
Yeah. Yup.
With no consequence.
And gay people and trans people too. They're out there insulting everybody. So what? How many hate crimes were born from a joke? I want to know. I would love to know. There's got to be a statistic out there somewhere, right? How much harm is it actually doing? Now, I get, Dubz, I've heard you say this before, so I get that you think that when they were arguing for free speech, you are of the mind, like a lot of people are, that the comics in Austin wanted to say the N-word. I've never been to Austin. I haven't been inside those clubs, so maybe if you've heard that, I would love to hear that story. And if it's a true story, you'll use the real names. If it's not a true story, you'll be afraid to, because then they can get you legally. That's how you come across that cheddar. But I doubt it's happened. Because for all the racially based white people that I know, and I know a lot of them, bro. I am from farm country Michigan, my dude. Well, I spent a big part of my childhood growing up in farm country Michigan, bro. I know lots of these racially based whites, as you would put it. None of them, and I mean not one of them, a single time in my life, has ever tried to justify the use of the N-word. Even the people who love to make race jokes and stuff, they know that's not a joke. That's a bridge too far. If they're arguing on behalf of it, it's probably satire. And my advice to you would be to challenge them to do it. Just say it. Mike Tyson, Theo Vaughn, this guy. Yeah, say it. Oh, come on, man. You're making the show bad. Say it. It's like, make them say it. They won't. Because that's not what they were talking about. They wanted to say F-A-G-G-O-T and R-E-T-A-R-D. They didn't care about, like, that's not what the point is. No one wants to say the N-word. No one wants to live in a world where that's how white people talk again. And I'm talking the farmers I know, none of them are going like, hit this fucking joint, man. You know what I hate? that we're not allowed to say. Like, they all know, they'll say it amongst other racially based whites, but they would never in a million years say it in front of a black person because that's not what they're doing. That's not a joke. That is problematic, I would agree. But making racial jokes, like, name one Puerto Rican who was hurt by the Tony Hinchcliffe joke. I mean, hurt. Feathers ruffled, sure. Feelings hurt because it wasn't at a comedy venue that it got made, fine. Valid, even. But hurt? Were their lives affected in a negative way beyond them going, thumbs down, comment? Maybe. I haven't heard of it. I would love for you to inform me. I think that it's one of these minnow-minded opinions that, the only people who can't make jokes about this thing are these people. It's like, that's in and of itself, to me, quite funny. And I respect the comedians who hold that line for that reason, because it's brave to do, because the popular opinion is your demographic has to say only these things. It's like, I get that we can't say certain words, sure, and there absolutely is a line. But it's not where most people think. In my opinion.
And there was a podcast guy that said something very ironic was Joe Rogan got in trouble for recording, which was Brian Redband, but we're recording in...
I made this point years ago, not on my channel, it was one of the channels I was writing for, so maybe I'm lying. Excuse me, I made the joke. Excuse me, I pointed out that Joe was hypocritical for having stolen a joke. I can't say that. I think it was before Elephant Graveyard did his burn the boats thing. But I can't make that claim. I have too much respect for that artist. So, but I did it before Podcast Cringe, for sure, an American Read Act, who we're getting into later, bud. We got a whole ass American Read Act section we're covering. And it's not from his video that came out recently. Most recently, that is. He's got one where he's talking about, I don't remember exactly, something that was very, Mike and Joey Diaz. So I imagine that'll be interesting, but I won't watch it until we watch it on Eeks. Our whole episode might be dedicated to that next week. We'll see.
The Comedy Store, and that's why he was banned, and now you can't take phones into the Comedy Club.
Right, so I made the joke that Joe Rogan got kicked out of the Comedy Store for calling out Carlos Mencia for stealing jokes, and I'm fairly certain I made the point that he also is doing the, what are they, yonder bags or whatever thing. But okay, tired point, but not an invalid one.
And it's
Okay.
just for...
That was another one of his weird cutaways. Okay.
The patrons, the artists, all of them, they can bring their stuff with no problem.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Comedy Club.
It was my fault. I was ranting for too long, apparently, about what in the fuck are you talking about, bro?
And it's...
Okay.
See, these make it confusing. Limit 3, Dubz. You get 3 of those. Rule of 3s, like comedy, you see.
But we're recording in the Comedy Store, and that's why he was banned, and now you can't take phones into the Comedy Club. And it's
Okay.
just for the patrons, the artists, all of them, they can bring their stuff with no
Yeah, right. What is your point, bro?
problem. But nobody's showing these empty
He
rooms.
made a fucking he's went.
I did the
I
open.
learned I could do that in the 4th grade. So I went to go, and I ouch.
Mike, one of the last open mics I did, it wasn't full. And that would be on a Monday. It wasn't full.
The last open mic you did where?
Empty rooms. I did the open mic. One of the last open mic. But nobody's showing these empty rooms. I did the open mic. One of the last open mics I did, it wasn't full.
Yeah. This is why Dubz General is an important voice in this genre, my friends, my potential adversaries, and everyone in between. Dubz goes to these clubs. He sees these things. You should be leaning into that, man. Go undercover. Start live streaming yourself, infiltrating these fucking venues. You know, like, this is your angle, bro. And at least for people like me, or people who in this particular case are like of mind to me, that's what we want to see. We've heard the whole, oh, Austin is just a bunch of whites making jokes about non-whites. It's like, yeah, we know, man, we know. And I get why a lot of people think that's problematic. I personally would like to challenge the absolutist language that's being used in that realm of thought. But everyone's already talked about that for years now. So what you should be doing, IMO, is the thing that none of us can do. Right? We don't live there. You live there. We don't see these places. You do. And you're right, Dubz, that no one is saying, no one's showing these empty clubs. It's all pro-Austin propaganda. So good on you, chosen one.
And that would be on a Monday. It wasn't full. But is it slowing down? Absolutely.
Cool.
The hype is over.
Yeah.
Now it takes Tony to go on a big platform and act to act reckless.
That's a good replacement for the R word I think you were trying to use. The hypocrisy would abound, would it not?
In order to get a little bit more.
I love a good contradiction. So that was a good catch, bro.
Publicity to keep it going.
What? You see what I mean? Like, there's something, he's just lucid enough, but there's something under the surface, which I think makes him brave, like, is helping to contribute to his bravery. And as someone who doesn't have stock in his career, I think it's a great thing. I'm not a Dr. Alan Lefowitz. I don't want him to get sober to serve my own purposes. Create a small mafia-like family of people who are all being shared the same ideals by this programmer of humans. You can't even call him a therapist, right? Not with a capital T. The good doctor knows what I speak of.
To act reckless in order to get a little bit more publicity to keep it going.
See, those are the fights I'm picking. And I got something coming up, man. I'm sitting on it. I might save it. Might do like a Halloween special type deal. Not too far off. It's burning a hole in my damn pocket, though. I got something good for you, Eaksman.
The podcast is keeping Austin comedy alive.
Kill Tony, that tracks. Without Kill Tony, Austin would never have blown up in the way that it did. Yes, there were probably people, this seems weird, but there were likely, it's a big world, probably people who moved to Austin because they just love Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's like, I moved down here, it's great, California taxes, Gavin Newsom. Username. Oh, that's actually a really funny name you've got there. Am I playing? Yes, I play a little bit of piano as I go. At the end of the show, I do a musical performance. This is mostly comedy commentary and that kind of thing. But welcome, and I would love it if you'd stick around if you like comedy commentary. But yes, I'll be doing a musical performance in about an hour and 45-ish.
The Joe Rogan podcast and Kill Tony is keeping Austin comedy alive. God forbid Joe Rogan.
Okay, so yes, there are probably some people who went to Austin due to Joe Rogan saying Austin is great. Probably. But Kill Tony is why people were like, this is where I'm going to go to make my dreams come true. This is... I see a piano. I want to stay. If I hear Rogan, I want to leave. Respect. No username was left. I get that entirely. Actually, it's kind of the point of what we do here. But There's a little nuance to it, so I don't blame you. Love it if you stick around. Piano will be here, but also I will be using the name Rogan, so I don't take it or leave it, my man. That's very funny, though.
Rogan dies tomorrow.
But yeah, so Kill Tony is why people moved to Austin en masse. The problem with Dubz' logic here, though, is that Kill Tony is bigger than it's ever been. Last I checked, it has something like 2.37 million subscribers on the YouTubes. So it's like... So if I don't understand the correlation he's trying to create here.
And Tony gets kidney stones and not able to pass it through, and he ends
So specific.
up not being able to make it. Then what do you have, Austin?
Got Dubz General, what do you mean?
What do you have? That's just my opinion. I know, hey, what Joey's saying is slowing down, it's got to be slowing down because he's out of the loop. He's old. He's a dinosaur.
All right, that's enough Dubz General. Give it up for him, Dubz General. We'll be hearing from him again on the show for sure. He posts like daily, and I see the value and also kind of ironic hilarity in what he does. So, we got about 15 minutes or so before we jump into our autobiography written by Corey Feldman. Coreyography, reading, which we'll be doing soon, but you know what? I want to pull up another featurette so we can fill that time, because our main courses that we are getting into in a little bit here, they're going to take up the rest of the show for sure. They will definitely be filling out the rest. So let's see here. What do we have in our pre-show file? Okay, this is okay. You know what? Let's stay on the subject of Dubz General here.
It was supposed to be somebody that said,
give me a sec. Shorts do not perform well on a 2015 MacBook. Let me tell you. Okay. Going back. Pause. Stop. Don't do that. Everything is fine. All right.
That said, hey, I fear for my life. I think
That's crazy.
That's what I hear. So
So Dubz is now immaculately lit. And he has a background behind him that is just actually really, really good. The camera is in 4K. Everything in this is ideal. He's speaking, dare I say, with sobriety. It's a very, very, very clean version of Dubz General. And so there is actually, this was my mistake, there is an interviewer's voice. And yet when you look at the description or you watch this video, there's no indication of what show this might be, which is odd. Could chalk that up to bad branding. But I think in this day and age, it's important. When you start to feel that uncanny valley of thought, where it's like, this doesn't feel right to me. And you look at what he does, you look at the rest of his content, and nothing has ever been at this level. And not only that, but the points he's making are actually like, well, they're more poignant than usual. We're in a classic Eeks. One of two things is possible. Number one. Yes, suspension of disbelief. One of two things is true. Number one, he went on somebody's podcast and they just did a bad job of branding, but they have actually really good quality of cameras and audio quality, and they were able to find Dubz General when he was at his best and had the most to say. Or it's AI. Now, if I'm tracking likelihood, it seems pretty obvious that it could be the latter. could well be the latter. So, let's hear him out. The interviewer asks, oh, he's talking about these Killing Tony. Suspension and relief musically. Oh, I see, yeah. All right. No username was left, knows their shit. Respect. It's also, you hear me talk, I do a lot of comedy special reviews and stuff, and I use music theory like that to explain what's, you didn't leave us in suspense for long enough. So, new username, I respect your mind.
Elaborate on what's going on with these videos. And
okay, so these videos that he's talking about, and I have not found them. Dubz is talking about how, well, I wanted, we'll hear him out.
What happened and so forth.
So I wanted to come up with a movie, and a little short movie called Kill Tony.
Which, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's sort of done to death, but...
Where I go through all of the regulars and all of the golden ticket winners, and I off them all one by one until I get to Tony, and then I kill Tony. Simply the name of the show. That was the whole idea, and I was like, this is going to be great.
This all seems pretty legitimate, right? Except when you look for these videos, they don't exist. And when you look for podcasts that Dubz General was on, it takes you to Lost Ox Media. You'd think it'd be this, right? Because this is seemingly like a new interview, something that's happened recently. Why wouldn't this pop up when you look for it? Well, that would be because it's AI. Or, if we're going with that highly unlikely first option, I got nothing. I have no idea what that could be. I have no idea how that could be the truth. All right, no username. You raise a fine point. No username for my watchers on the future YouTube video. It's like in a productive suggestion. Says you should show the videos that you're watching. Otherwise, you're just a guy sitting in front of a piano talking politics. Now, can I argue with that point? No, I cannot. I do absolutely intend to someday have a screen behind me. I'm just saving up my sweet cheddar so that I can provide that someday. I appreciate the suggestion. Genuinely, I do, and you are right. You are not wrong. But in this case, we'll just have to use our imaginations. I'm just a storyteller weaving a tale. Respect.
Everybody's gonna love it. And then the first video I did, it was like, But then when I shot the second one,
okay, so again, he's speaking with this clarity. He's speaking as though... Damn, you know what though, no user? That actually answers a question I asked before I think you got here, and you're right, it is definitely a missing element. I like you, kiddo.
They were like, oh my God. And I was like,
okay, so he's speaking with this legitimacy. And the way he's talking about it is kind of the way a professional comedian would talk if he made these videos. And those videos they were received very, very poorly. And to further legitimize this tone, that's how people would react if he made the videos he's describing. He said, with the first one, it was kind of like, but in the second one, they were really freaking out. But there's no links to any kind of Patreon on his YouTube page that would show, like, this is where those kill So I think this is all just make-em-ups. I don't know what I'm seeing here. Someone ask Lost Ox. Tell him Eeks sent you. Just saying because you can't really follow. Okay, that's cool. Again, I appreciate the input. Duly noted.
Oh shit, I got something. And then I was like, do I double down or do I stop? Everybody said stop. And I was like, when everybody says stop, it's time for you to keep going.
Okay. Again, this seems like some kind of profound, when everyone tells you to stop, it's the time to keep going. I'm not going to keep harping on the fact that this is incredibly strange and probably AI. But we will be investigating this further. Let's finish the short out, and then I'm going to grab some water, and we'll be doing a reading from the autobiography written by Corey Feldman, Coreyography. Sorry, no username was left. There are no pictures.
So I just doubled and tripled down.
Well, that's the end of the short. All right, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of sitting around music. Wouldn't leave you in the silence. That's just not my style. No username was left. I hope you stick around. If not, check back soon. We'll have some visual aid going on. Thank you. Crunching my way back. Thanks. Right on, no use. We're coming back. The mythical creature known as No Username Was Left is going to be looking for a musical stream, and that I respect. I apologize for the confusion. We have our feet in a few varying boats here, Tim Stiefler style. Anyway, let me go ahead and pull up our music because it is time to do our reading from the autobiography written by Corey Feldman, Coreyography. Fucking wannabe ass Bob Dylan. I don't even know why Bob Dylan would want to be Bob Dylan. God damn it. Now let me skip the ads here, so give it a beat, mon frites. When last we met, Corey, the show Bad News Bears, which he had sort of become the star of, was canceled due to being put into the wrong or some kind of obtuse time slot. So all the money he made from Bad News Bears was spent by his parents. They bought a bunch of properties, well, like most poor people, got a whole windfall of cash and spent it exactly the wrong way. They didn't let it just sit on their desk in a cool pile. There was nothing left to show for my success. Just like that, we were back to being broke. You need an operation. My mother was coming at me with scissors and a syringe, which she had no doubt pilfered from Actors and Others for Animals, the nonprofit where she occasionally volunteered. She had recruited Mindy, his sister, to help hold me down, and suddenly I was on my back on the floor. My wrists were pinned, and my mother was straddling me, one knee on either side of my stomach. "Your nose just keeps growing," she said, doing her best impression of a surgeon, cupping my chin in her hand and angling my face from side to side. "Yep, you definitely need a nose job." She started lowering the syringe down closer to my face. Mindy howled with laughter. She still thought it was a game. "Mom, it's not funny now. Come on, stop it," she said. But my mother didn't stop. Mindy clearly didn't know what to do. She got up and walked out of the room, leaving us all alone. "You need an injection to sedate you for the operation." She took the scissors and pressed them against my throat, poking but not quite piercing the skin. I screamed for her to stop, squeezed my eyes shut, and craned my neck as far away from her as I could. My chest heaved with deep, guttural sobs. Finally, she got up and went to her bedroom, cackling the whole way down the hall. My mother was unraveling. She was either glassy-eyed and listless and starting to slur her words, or she was manic, barreling through the house like a freight train, trying on hot pants and see-through tops, and chattering on about how she was going to find us a new father, one who actually, quote, gave a shit about the family. One evening, when I poked my head into her bathroom and asked what time she might be home, she ripped the toilet seat from the hinges and threatened to bash my face in. Her newest trick was especially terrifying. Was to sneak attack my sister and I in the middle of the night, seizing on a shirt left on the floor of my bedroom or a pair of pants casually tossed on a chair. "What the fuck is this?" she would yell, waking me up from a dead sleep, holding up the offending pair of pants in her hand. Before I even had a chance to respond, she would yank clothes from the hangers, pull them from the drawers, and toss them around the room. It looked like the aftermath of a Category 5 tornado. "Clean your fucking room, you slob," she told me. It was 4 a.m. I had to be up for school in 3 hours. I learned that the only time I was really safe was when she was asleep. This has been a reading of the ever-dismal autobiography written by Corey Feldman, Coreyography. Corey, buddy. Really hope this starts being funny. Play something nice just to get her. Much nicer. Boy, let me tell you, no username was left. Got the fuck out of here at the right time. Jesus. I hope you found some pleasant music that was not that was a tough fucking watch, bruv. Anyway, guys, my friends, We got a new dude on the horizons. As Lost Arks would call him, a new jamoke. We all avoid calling them guys, so respect for that at least, right? I think he has been featured on the show before. We are talking about none other than Shane Gillis's pet roommate, Lamaire Lee. He is kind of a frustrating dude. Nailed it. Bullseye. A frustrating guy. Now, this is probably one of those things where maybe he's great. Maybe he really is just a nice, kind of a hapless, archetypical fool. Oh, that's right. He calls them jamokes, not fools, not guys. My bad. Anyway, calls them jamokes. So maybe this jamoke is just a sort of hapless, archetypical fool, and he's got a good heart or something, but he bumps with me. For some reason, his personality bumps. It just means I have a problem with it. If you're in a writer's room and someone says, I like this, but this kind of bumps, they mean, like, this isn't working. So, first things first, we are going to go to the Big Natural podcast. Now, this show has the potential to be fucking amazing because, like the Lauren Compton First Date podcast, first date, baby, that whole thing. Like the Lauren Compton First Date podcast, she's a girl, it's like a date kind of format, and so these guys are on their best behaviors, and they put on their, like, girl voice. They put on their, like, flirty tone. They're acting their best because excuse me, Jim. They know that this isn't an actual date. Excuse me, Jim. But their hormones and their chemicals and their big dumb brains, they don't know that. They can't tell the difference. The first thing Luis J. Gomez said to this young woman on the Big Natural podcast was like, if I had any idea you had a boyfriend, I would not be here. It's 10 in the morning. I don't do anything at 10 in the morning. Now, this particular episode, she is interviewing Lamaire. It's from 9 months ago. I don't remember this woman's name. Maybe it'll come up. But it's the Big Natural podcast. They have 2.48K subscribers. So, new show. A very new show. Let's hear him out.
Give me some good advice for like all of my...
Pause. I did the thing where I dramatically muted it instead of... I gotta just quit clicking shit. Okay, here we go.
Because I was like, he knows what he's doing, and you gave me some good advice.
So, for those of you following along at home, picturing this, they're on a big white sectional couch. Lamaire is sitting there with a blanket that is perhaps too thin, wrapped around this part of his belly and down his legs. Next to him is a dog who will spend the entirety of this episode licking herself right next to him. Which first of all, gotta say, you can tell a dog to stop that. I do if it's anyone else's dog, any dog in the world, if they're sitting next to me and they start licking themselves in places I don't want to be party to, I go, hey, cut that out. You go do that over there. Go on, go lay down. You go do that over there. And dogs have shame. You'll see, they go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Can I give you a kiss? And you're like, no, go wash your mouth out and then we'll kiss.
Advice for like all of my...
So he's sitting on one part of the couch, then there's the corner section, and just to the other side of the corner section is the host of the Big Natural podcast, and she's a young woman. She is dressed as an Austin Powers fembot, where they kind of have like the pink, like, I don't know what the hell you'd call it, negligee of some kind, and there's like pink frills and stuff. She's dressed up as a character, but also I think she knows that she's sort of thirst trapping people. And it probably works two ways for her. It probably works in thumbnails, but it probably also works to get these other comedian dudes to come sit on her couch. Because Lamaire, in more ways than one, is a bit of a dog. No username was left is so fucking right. It's funny because I had forgotten that aspect of it. Having the video aid will be helpful. I'm gonna start getting on it. I got audio quality things inbound. You know, I'm stuck inside due to the hot weather, and also I can't walk around too good. We'll probably start to see the studio, rather the show itself, growing, elevating.
Mics and like all the equipment.
Just one camera. It's so much better with one camera. Right?
Yeah, because you're.
Okay, so Lamaire he's being smooth. Usually he's this kind of quiet, you know, stoner sub character. And in this, he's being very he laughs at everything she says. He is so clearly in date mode, which if this woman learns how to tap into that and how to like continue to tease how funny it is that these guys who are all machismo completely go girl mode when they're talking to her. If she could tap into that, I'm telling you, this could be an amazing podcast. Because, you know, Lauren Compton, I think is very, very famous because First Date got huge. And so I think guys are a little more aware of the fact that they don't stand any chance with her. And they stand just as much chance with this young woman. However, she's not famous, so they think maybe they can use that, what do they call it, a discrepancy in power dynamic thing.
You're also...
Probably.
Oh, you work for Shane and Matt?
Yeah.
And they have a similar, I guess, like they have one camera.
Yeah, it's always been one camera. We tried to do the, like, switcher thing for a bit, but it was just kind of annoying.
Okay, it was very industry, but this is small talk, you know. You're outside in the weather to talk about the weather is small talk. You're inside a podcast.
Yeah, what is your job title exactly?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. A guy who sits there and laughs.
Nice.
It is an important element. S. Lost Ox.
You do have a great laugh.
Thank you. And I think that we're playing.
In the second half of the show, we're going to pour a little Mio. This is the Black Cherry, a classic. The original flavors to come out were Green Lightning and Black Cherry. Now, mixing this with the Celsius I just had, my heart may literally explode. But if it does, I will make it do so on cam.
I don't know what happened.
My final wish is being post the video. Because it's episode 34. How poetic it would be if it were indeed the last episode due to a heart explosion. That was my number in football.
Yeah.
I love it.
No,
and you also have your own podcast, too.
Oh, yeah, it's Panties in Her Mouth.
Is it?
Okay, Lamaire has his own podcast, so we'll definitely be watching that. Be checking it out.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. That's what...
You know, these are just sort of, you know, if this were a comic book, we would be learning our, I guess, hero's backstory.
My bros Andy and Nate, and we all started comedy together.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, pretty much. They started earlier than me, but I started a year after them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you, I have, like, a question.
This dog, by the way, is sitting next to Lamaire, just keeps fucking with him. He's, like, trying to pat her to get her to stop, and the little dog just keeps, like, you know, he's trying to play. Who's this new guy here trying to play? I think it's funny. Perhaps not all that professional, but maybe this is her niche, her sort of show's personality.
I ask everybody at the beginning, it's, do you remember, like, the first time you did comedy, like, your first set, and do you remember any of the jokes from it?
Yeah. It was at the Lizard Lounge in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, bro, you gotta calm down.
Is it a Liz Lounge in Lancaster, Pennsylvania? And somehow there's no fat superheroes. Yeah, there's
no fat superheroes. True. Also, not a bad title for your own autobiography written by Lamaire Lee. No fat superhero.
Fat superheroes. And I don't know if that's because
she does the girly girly laugh. My fiance pointed it out to me actually. Shout out. The whole time, everything he says, she's doing the flirty laugh, and you see it in his body language. He kind of swoons every time. Oh, you think I'm funny, huh? That's kind of my thing. That's how I impress the females of our species.
Heroes have to be skinny, or they just haven't.
Not skinny, they're jacked, bro. They're jacked. Would anyone describe Superman as skinny? Even Spider-Man is wiry.
Discovered the fat guy power shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? How this is awkward first dating, only not branded as such?
I like
shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I like
why are you both cackling at that? That's a good point. It's not. It's an interesting observation, but as far as a point goes, it's a very easy question to answer. What would they do? How would that be? Make one, I suppose. But anyway, this is him. This was his first joke he ever made. Was there are no fat superheroes. So now we're gonna hear a little bit about Lamaire's aspirations and his process as a writer.
I know.
Well,
yeah.
I like your style or the way you're doing it now.
I just like to go try different. If I hear somebody do a joke cadence I like, I might. I'm not still in joke cadences, but you know what I mean.
Sort of a close call there, huh, Lamaire?
Different things.
Yeah, I'm trying to get new. Not still in joke cadences.
If I hear somebody's joke cadence that I like, I mean, I'm not stealing joke cadences.
Somebody do a joke cadence I like, I might. Not still in joke cadences, but you know what I mean.
Try different.
Oh, we know what you mean, bro.
Things.
Yeah, I'm trying to get new rhythms.
I like.
That makes sense. It's a way better way to say what you were intending initially.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still very deadpan.
Man, I am not stoked on this.
And I don't know if that'll ever change, but I'm just gonna keep doing it and.
Ask me how I broke my foot.
Yeah. Do you have a bunch of jokes? Do you write a bunch?
Yeah.
Or do you
I feel like I go through waves, but I definitely will have days where I'm just randomly I'll just think of random jokes.
Yeah.
And then some days
So they're going over the process, which I understand if people don't like. I personally find it very, very interesting. I like to kind of loosely study all different kinds of writing and performance. It's what has always drawn me to stand-up comedy and why I talk about it as such. So, again, if you're not into the whole process thing, but don't worry, we're making fun of a dude.
I don't think of any.
It's
I don't
coming
sit
up.
down to write. I kind of just feel like I get them when I'm driving or just doing something mindless.
Do you think Lost Ox actually typed in synonyms for fools, and that's how he ended up with Jamoke? All right, let's humor him a little. Let's humor this hypothetical Lost Ox media. Synonym for fool. Not foolish. Quit assuming you know what I'm saying. At this point, AI, I've got it. All right, now we go to Webster Merriam. We ignore the AI answer because we are classy. So, fool, as in lunatic, a person who lacks good sense or judgment. Synonyms and similar words. You've got lunatic, goose. I like goose. We call them motherfucking gooses. Idiot, maniac, moron, simpleton, ninny, doofus, monkey, turkey, dipstick, ninny, hammer, jackass, cuckoo, nutcase, nitwit, nincompoop, Burke, mooncalf, nut loser, simp, booby, dingbat, Charlie, half-wit, git, dummy, featherhead, ding-dong, daredevil, dolt, nit, madman, imbecile, donkey, dingling, dunce, ignoramus, blockhead, know-nothing, yo-yo, numbskull, dope, pinhead, schnook, chump, airhead, fathead, dork, schlub, scatterbrain, mockery, laughingstock, character, gander, dodo, weirdo, kook, butt, birdbrain, schlump, featherbrain, codger, crank, dumbbell, schmeal, schlemiel, oh, schlemazel, schlemiel, right, stock, crackpot, screwball, oddball, and of course, crackbrain, but nowhere on there did we say jamoke. So, maybe Lost Ox is Italian. Make it a short. Ah, shorts. Cigarette of the internet, is it not? Right, DC? LOL, shorts. I know I said I would stay off, guys. I'm an addict, okay? It means you have to cheer for me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to quit, really. Am I sympathetic now?
What about you?
No, I know what you mean, yeah. I don't like really... Sometimes I sit down to write, but I try to write other things.
Okay. Sometimes he sits down to write jokes, but he ends up writing other things. Let's hear him out.
Because sometimes I get an idea and I'm like, that's not stand-up, that's something else.
Cool. Good on you for being open to that.
Oh.
You know, as an aspiring, writer, if you're trying to learn how to write other things, comedy is not just writing jokes, right? It's writing humor. It's one of two of the oldest schools of performance. You've got comedy and drama. It's the laughing face and the frowny face. Comedy goes way back, way before stand-up. So if you're writing down jokes and you find yourself writing something that's not a joke, you're still writing comedy, but maybe you should start learning how to write scripts or something, right?
Yeah, so I might have to learn how to... So I can learn... I'm teaching myself... Or I've taught myself how to write, like, scripts and...
It was at this point I realized we were on to something. This guy... This statement, the statement that was just made is, in my experience, usually indicative of a guy who sucks. Hear him out one more time. Because I'm telling you, this is the biggest fucking poser. This is like someone saying, I learned the guitar. This is like someone saying, I was going to teach I am teaching I taught myself piano. It's like, okay. And I'll explain why that's so obtuse in a minute.
So I can learn, I'm teaching myself, or I've taught myself how to write, like, script.
Go back.
So, like, that's not stand-up, that's something else.
Oh.
Yeah, so I might have to learn how to... So
I might have to learn how to.
I could learn...
I'm teaching myself to...
Or I've taught myself...
Never mind, I've taught myself. It's done. I've already learned it, and I'm an expert now. I don't really know how to say it, but I'm an expert now. I've taught myself how to write scripts.
How to write, like, scripts and...
Whoa.
I just... The sheer hubris in that statement. Because I have been teaching myself the piano since I was 18 years old. I was on acid, I sat down at the piano, I put my fingers in random places, and I played an A major chord, and it was like, fuck. And I went to do another chord, and I was like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool. Like, oh, shit. And I was like, I can play piano now. And that was hubrical, and I was 18. Because I have spent my life since and will continue to spend the rest of my life learning how to play the piano. Now, why do I say learning? I clearly am playing a piano, right? Because you never stop learning. At least the curious mind, the sort of mind who I would respect, is perpetually teaching themselves until they're dead, and it's for other people to decide whether or not they ever landed on, he could play the piano. It bothers the fuck out of me that he literally, we watch him, and this is Lamaire's biggest problem, is he's a fucking liar. He just throws in little lies. He lies like a child might. He has this tendency to throw in a kindergarten lie. Well, yeah, well, like, I'll sometimes be writing things, and I'll be like, this isn't stand-up. And so I'm learning to, I have taught myself how to write scripts. It's like, that's impressive. Show me the script. We're always learning, Lamaire. What the fuck, bro? But again, the truth of it was what eked its way out at the very beginning. It's like, oh, well, I would like to learn, or I learned. I taught myself how to. The grain of truth was at the very beginning, and then the kindergarten, I'm trying to impress her, I'm trying to impress the podcast listeners, I'm trying to deceive myself into believing I'm better than I am, lie, took over the conversation.
That type of shit. But
yeah, like that type of shit, indeed.
Like sketches, or like, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I haven't written much longer than that, or anything much longer than like a sketch.
Good for her, first of all, for inquiring. Taught yourself to write scripts. Okay, so what? You learned that it's 5 spaces for the name of the character who's speaking, 3 spaces for the context of the scene, and then a single indent, indents instead of spaces, 5 indents for the character name, 3 indents for the scene description, and a single indent for when it's the actual dialogue. You know that much. I know that much. Anyone that's watched a 30-second YouTube short could know that much. So you're using that knowledge to then write sketches? Okay. Sounds way more impressive when you leave it at scripts, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And also, I've written much longer than that, or anything.
He hasn't really written much longer than that. Yeah, some, for sure, longer than sketches. Bullshit, bro.
Much longer than, like, a sketch.
I think you're one of the people who is using artistry as an excuse to do nothing. And that I take quite personally.
Yeah.
And also, I always...
You know, this motherfucker's on punk time. More on punk time later.
I get my bro. Me and my bro, we sit together, we write an outline, and I'm like, all right, dude, write it.
Nice.
That doesn't sound very script writery of you. You taught yourself to write scripts in that you go, I had an idea, write this down. So maybe give credit to your brother as the script writer. There's nothing wrong with that. You're the idea guy. He's the hammer it out guy. You provide the iron ore, and he smiths it into a sword.
And then I go, and then he writes it.
Also, to be fair, I don't know. Let me know if I'm intellectually punching down, if you know what I'm saying. Let me know if Lamaire's brain is off limits, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying, because I don't know. This guy believes in wrestling, you know? This guy still believes in wrestling. He's like Dan Soder in that way. Oh my god, you still believe in wrestling? I'm only half kidding. Seriously, if I'm crossing any lines, I am not aware of any diagnoses that this guy may have, so sorry in advance.
And I go, all right, let me change it.
And I don't want to hear from him, all right? I want a doctor's note, or there's no excuse for missing Eek's class.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I just need to...
Doctor's note, or that's a demerit. You only get 3 of those before Eeks hates you. And now the chord I meant to do. Hates your ass goes a lot better with that minor, huh?
Just see the words on the paper first.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
No, we're going back a little.
And then he writes it, and I go, all right, let me change it.
You sound like the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst guy to be. I had an idea. Do this script for me. okay, now I'm gonna make all these changes. It's like, I know too many people who feel relevant by literally only suggesting changes. They never want to give feedback like, oh, I liked that thing. It's only ever feedback that makes them feel intellectually relevant to the subject, where they're like, ooh, what if you were to change this, dude? What if you were to make your own goddamn thing? Like, I don't know what you fucking... Okay. I'm not talking about eeks at all. This is a brand new thing for me. But like being in bands and stuff. And like, I'll spend the dozens of hours writing the piece, right? And I bring it to the band, I give everyone their parts. And you're allowed to elaborate, you know what I mean? As long as you're playing within the song and the composition is being honored by what you're playing. But it's always the guy who's never written anything in his life that's like, well, what if you were to do this? You gotta learn it. You have to know how to tell those people no in a way that doesn't shut them down so they won't play bass for you anymore. But also heeds the fact that they've never actually completed anything in their lives, and that it's so much easier to feel like you're part of the process when you're telling someone, I don't like that, what if we do this? Or more often, I don't like that, ... I have, young me, lost his shit at people for that. And so it bothers the fuck out of me that Lamaire is self-describing this way. Good God, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's one thing if he is a writer of equal repute and capability, and then they're chopping heads, and he's worked on just as many scripts as his brother, and now they're collaborating. That's a collaboration. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's never done a goddamn in their life, who is in the band and wants credit for it, wants a part of that sweet, sweet writing credit, and doesn't want to take the time to learn how to write. So they just disagree arbitrarily because that's part of the process, right? Lamaire, you are getting under my skin.
I just need to see the words on the paper first.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. It's good.
So you didn't teach yourself to write. You make your brother write, and then you put your dick in it.
I feel like too rich.
It's Valador. It's a Delphic Valador joke. It was the studios asking Tim Burton to do Alice in Wonderland, and Tim's like, oh, I don't really want to do, and the studio's like, well, you can go, you know what, we'll cast your wife like we always do, and you can bring Johnny Depp along. And Tim Burton goes, oh, okay, but I'm going to put my dick in it. That's Delphic Valador. Check him out on Twitch. Tell him Critical Geek sent you. He'll be like, who? Because he's not a good friend, but I love the guy.
Two minds are better than one.
Yeah.
And I like that too, because like sometimes I will write a joke and then I'm like, I don't think this is actually a joke. I think this is something like it's a sketch, maybe.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is just like a thought or a sentence that I put down onto paper. I don't know. Is that a joke?
And I'm just figuring.
Here's the thing: you can contribute to comedy in a way that so few people in your town could. This whole thirst trap thing that you could do to these guys, and inherently the altered versions of themselves that they'll present accordingly, could be a huge contribution to comedy, and moreover to the comedy commentary guys. So keep it up, girl whose name I don't remember.
Read it out still. I'm like very new. But,
Yeah.
Saying I'm like very new
that.
at comedy. And cool, right on.
What made you start doing it?
This isn't a date, Lamaire. This is an interview. Here's the problem, and I think I've only watched this episode and like a splash of Louis J. Gomez's appearance. Timmy No Breaks is on there. We'll watch that for sure. Excuse me, would you? Oh, he's asking her questions now, and like core questions, not necessarily off the hand. He's asking like, what made you want to start comedy? The problem being, this is episode 19. She's the host. She's been there for every episode. You gotta figure, don't you think it's probably come up how she got into comedy? It's just, and she, unfortunately, is too green to know, like, that's sweet, but I've talked about that a lot. So what I will say is that I blah, 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 blah. Like, but she doesn't. She's just answering these questions kind of ad nauseum and probably creating some redundancies. Now, keep that in mind because it's not going to come up this episode, but we'll do future coverage of the Big Natural podcast, and I'm certain I will call back to this. Because he does this the whole time. Again, asking her fundamental core questions about her character and her story that, if they haven't come up already, is baffling.
I've wanted to do it forever, like probably 12 years. I think I wanted to do it, and then I've lived in Austin.
That's where you know what an interesting question is what happened 12 years ago. But you're not going to do that, are you, Lamaire? You're going to smile and pretend you're charming and try to make her laugh.
Austin for 12 years, but I'm from like northern Maine.
You busted, dude.
And
wait, can you tell everybody you're dressed like a fembot and this isn't like this isn't no jumper? Like, you know, like,
it's like Austin Powers reference.
Do not go to the OnlyFans.
Yeah, there is none. Sorry.
So this is where we start to get. You know when someone needs a drink of water? You gotta hear their mouth clicking when they talk. I've yelled about it on the show before. Take a fucking drink of water! Ah! Like it bothers me. I'm one of those guys. I'm like podcast cringe in that way. And very few others. You can kind of hear when someone is thirsty. Lamaire's mouth is clicking, if you know what I mean. You start, and we're getting into this, you're going to start to be able to detect the thirst within Lamaire. Let's proceed.
Maybe if I get like a or what is it called? The thing where I have to like...
So he's like, you know, can you tell everyone that you're dressed like a fembot and this isn't the No Jumper podcast? No Jumper, Adam 22, porn stars and stuff. I don't know. I think maybe that's the one where they bang and then they do it or something. I don't really watch No Jumper at all. I see a lot of comedy commentary about Adam 22 and everyone calls him the C word. So he's like, Mel, can we, assure everyone that we're not about to have sex? Which is hilarious. So funny, Lamaire. And then he goes, just don't go to the OnlyFans is all I'm saying. And she's like, well, there is no OnlyFans.
Like, what's the thing where you have to sign?
Like, maybe if I get and she's talking about Kickstarter, but it takes her a sec.
What do you mean?
Like, it's like, or you have to like sign up for something before it's made.
The pre...
Yeah, the pre what, bro? The pre-show?
Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Maybe I should start a Kickstarter, and if I get 1 million signatures, I'll do it. But
that's funny. I think she's making a joke. She's a very green comedian, This kind of humor probably goes over well with a lot of the Austinite boys. And so she's kind of incidentally being trained to try to make them laugh in such a way. And so she makes like a funny joke, and Lamaire, well, she makes an attempt at a funny statement, and Lamaire...
But I need the kick... Kickstarter to
I don't know.
To do good first.
Why are you giggling, Lamaire?
Do it. You should do like a Kickstarter where it's like, you need $1 million to start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And then if you get the $1 million, you gotta do it.
Did that start as you thinking I'll make this a joke by the end, but then that dry mouth, so to speak, of yours got in the way? It would be really funny if like you had to get like $1 million or your signatures, and but then you'd have to do it. You'd have to. Can you imagine? It's like, dude, what the fuck?
I know.
That'd be so crazy.
That would just be so crazy if, like, you had to do porn. Like, I just mean, like, if. Like, I know, like, I would be, like,
I know. So maybe I will do
I'm
that.
gonna do it. I'm already stealing your idea.
Good save, Lamaire.
I'm gonna do a GoFundMe. I'm like, hey, can you guys fund my OnlyFans? You'll get 10% equity.
By the way, this dog is so cute. Looks like a little retriever lab, I think. It reminds me very, very much of my mom's dog, her late dog. Soul rest in peace.
Yeah, something like that. You can own me. I don't know.
See, this right here is why no username was left is correct. Because it would be really funny for me to be able to show you Lamaire's physical reaction to her saying, own me.
I'm going to do a GoFundMe. I'm like, hey, can you guys fund my OnlyFans? You'll get 10% equity.
Oh, me, she says. Okay. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, something like that. You can own me.
You can own me. No, that is what she said.
Guys fund my OnlyFans, you'll get 10% equity.
Yeah, something like that. You can own me. I don't know.
You get to be my pimp.
Okay, guys. Fine. I'm not going to attack anyone for all that. Sure. Now, we've got Lamaire making a statement that I have been pissed about since I first heard the We Might Be Drunk Boys talking about it.
This? Or
yeah, because like I remember seeing it.
Anchorman. They bring up the movie Anchorman.
It came out when I was in like 8th grade.
Anchorman came out when he was 13. Lamaire and I are like the same ass age.
And I went to, in 8th grade for some reason, my middle school, they did a tour of historical black colleges.
Okay.
So we had to go down south, and we were in Atlanta, and I saw it in a mall. I saw just like Ron Burgundy, and it said, yeah, the legend begins or continues or something. I was like, what is this? Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite movies too, and I also really like Step Brothers.
Step Brothers rules.
I don't know. There were so many good movies that came out when we were young.
Now they don't really make comedy movies anymore.
I know.
That bothers the fuck out of me, dude. They don't really make comedy movies anymore. Now let's investigate, shall we? They don't make comedy movies anymore. Well, who used to make comedy movies? Comedians! And what the fuck are comedians up to this day and age? If they want to stay relevant and popular, well, if they can get as many followers as the next person gets, well, what if I don't have as much subscribers, or if I can't, I'm trying to get as many of the social media followers as I can so that I can get as many gigs as I can. And at no point does it cross their mind we should maybe be undertaking the responsibility of perpetuating the genre of cinema that made us all get into comedy, right? Never, at any point, are they like, hey, how come there are no more comedy movies? And also, we're comedians who aren't writing movies. All of our friends know that the money is in social media. You can check out my video, Comedians Are Killing Comedy. It's, bothers the shit out of me because the Mark Norman and Sam Morril, who are now making their own movie, finally, fucking assholes, they were talking to Ed Helms of The Hangover and The Office, and they were like, I just feel like comedy movies are just dead now. And Ed was like, I don't really know about that. Like, sure, they're kind of in a, like, it's, you guys are the dudes who should be perpetuated. Who else? Eeks? Yeah, I'm working on a buddy comedy. I don't know people, right? I don't know anyone in the industry. I'm not well connected. Because that was the move before the internet. They all talk about how, we used to go on the talk show circuits, and once you were on Fallon, then like you were really cooking, and you could go and you do the morning radio, and then you'd sell out your shows, and then eventually, people know your name, and you come back and every once a year, and they're all happy to see. Like, we've heard them talk about that. What we haven't heard them talk about is if you were trying to be a stand-up comedian and you failed at all that other stuff, which you would then slide to, is writing. You'd then start popping up in writing rooms, and if you were a New York comic, then you'd start describing yourself as a writer, but you'd still hang out with the comedians. So you're well plugged in, but you're not doing stand-up comedy as much, right? That's not happening as much anymore, because my theory is that the money, if you follow the money, it is in social networking. Boy, we better hit the fucking gas through this, man. I'm having a good time, but we may end up having to do some kind of special episode. See, this is why I was considering doing YouTube lives, but that wouldn't be comedy coverage necessarily. There's just, excuse me, Joe. I just find so many things to talk about. That sometimes by the, once a week is almost not enough. I gotta do, I'm investigating my options. I think, shorter little, doing actual shorts of me making a joke or making a joke of somebody could help. I think rather than hit the gas, we're gonna have to just put it into cruising mode and accept that we're gonna be covering Lamaire for probably the rest of this ep. And let me know what you think I should do with all this redact energy I have. Because I need a full hour to cover a 15-minute redact video at least. So we're beyond that point now. We're going to keep following Lamaire. And next week, maybe we do an all redact week. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, it's sad. You should make one.
I don't know. If you make a comedy movie, you have to pay for it by yourself.
Okay. Right, or you find backers, you start a fucking Kickstarter, but, I guess you only have that in your mind when you're thinking about turning women into sex workers, I guess, apparently. Jokes. So they don't make comedy movies anymore.
True. Well, you could start a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I could start a Kickstarter.
There you go, girl. See, she could be a host. She gotta keep it up. Stay at this pace. Study your own material. Figure out what you like about your show. Balance that alongside what other people seem to like about your show. Maybe you got a stew going. Arrested Development.
I moved in 9th grade. I went to I moved to a white school.
Okay.
And then all the kids were quoting it, and I was like,
I heard Shane Gillis try to do that the other day. He kept misquoting it, going, "Baby, that's how you make a stew."
What the hell are you talking about? And they're like, Anchorman. And I was like, oh, Anchorman.
Okay.
Wait, so you saw the poster, but then you heard people talk. Is this another Lamaire lie?
Planted in your brain.
Yeah.
Lamaire, more like. All you have to. Whatever.
Kind of.
Yeah, and then when I moved in 9th grade, I went to.
Liar, like stagnant water, and also Lamaire and liar. Lamaire? Is that something? Should I write a comedy movie?
Like, I moved to a white school.
Okay.
And then all the kids were quoting it, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And they're like, hey.
God damn it. We're going back. I need to hear this discrepancy. Again, this is a character study, and we've got a Lamaire on our hands. I like it.
So that was like the moment you kind of thought about doing comedy, you think?
It was like
8th grade?
It was when I was like, huh, what is this?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like implanted in your brain.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, and then
That's
when
cool.
I moved in 9th grade, I went to I moved to a white school.
Okay.
And then all the kids were quoting it, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And they're like, Anchorman. And I was like, oh, Anchorman.
Okay. So you moved.
Yeah.
So where were you before you moved?
Oh, Detroit.
Okay.
He's from Detroit. Fuck. Well, that means by default, I like him. Fellow Michigan man, America's high five. Used to live off of Woodward Avenue. Ever heard of it, Lamaire?
Okay.
Yeah, Detroit,
So that's
Michigan.
where you were like born and raised?
Yeah. Detroit, Minnesota.
Okay.
I'm from Detroit, Quebec.
And then 9th grade you moved.
That actually might make more sense because it's French, but whatever.
Where?
Detroit.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Central Pennsylvania. Uh-oh.
I'm not sure.
Oh, this poor dog is so bored. Me too, sweet. Who's a pretty girl. I'm also really bored. I hate this guy too.
Where that is exactly.
So the place, it's just the
What doesn't do it? This will. Sorry guys, I hit my foot and I want to shriek.
middle of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
No, you can't have that. Middle of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Just like a girl.
Yeah, I know. She's like, who are you texting?
Yeah.
Okay, can we agree that so far, and I'm not keeping score like I have before, but doesn't it seem like she's funnier than Lamaire? He's thrown out a couple of like thoughts. Just nailed one or two of these. In the, she got as much of the ball as one could or should. Right? Like this.
Yep, I know. She's like, who are you?
The middle of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He goes, just like a girl, because the dog is trying to get at his phone.
Just like a girl.
Yep, I know. She's like, who are you texting?
Dave, she punched up his joke.
Yeah.
I thought you liked me.
Careful, because if he likes your cadence, he'll take it, but he's not like a thief. He's just collecting rhythms, man.
So the town's called Ackland.
Okay.
It's like right smack dab in the middle of Pennsylvania. It's an hour from Philly. And I went to, that's where I saw Anchorman.
That's cool.
Oh, God, okay.
Did you like growing up, or did you like going there, or was it like hard to move in that,
No,
at that
it was
age?
so nice.
Yeah, I know. I never moved. I just stayed in the.
I think we missed something.
So like the place, it's just the.
Okay. Before you moved.
Oh, Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, Detroit.
So that's
Michigan.
where you were like born and raised.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 9th grade you moved to where?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Central Pennsylvania.
I'm not sure where that is.
That was so close, we almost missed it. Blink and you'll miss that one. She goes, so you're from Detroit originally? Where did you move after you left Detroit? And he goes, Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania. And she hilariously goes, I don't know where that is. She must have thought that Central was the name of the town, I guess. That is, girl, tap into that brand of dumb, which seems like it may come up organically. Offense if you please. That's funny. Central Pennsylvania? I don't know where that is. Okay, so we're going to keep cruising on here. 16:23, and it's about to get a little dark, so if you're soft of heart, leave. But also, if you listened to the last reading of the autobiography written by Corey Feldman, Coreyography, it's not as hard to hear as that was. Good God!
You guys will like wrestling in Maine.
I think the guys did.
Is it too cold? Or
probably.
You guys don't have any teams either?
We don't.
Saying, oh, she's from Maine, and so they don't have any teams. Okay. Look, I get it, but this is why we do this. We're learning about this character. I had to listen to the whole damn song, so.
No.
Like, or maybe we did have we might have had a wrestling team. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
School? Yeah.
We didn't have football.
Really?
None.
Did you basketball?
Well, then you weren't a school.
We did have basketball.
Okay. Did you go to a big school or a small school?
It was really small.
Lamaire, can we go back over that? This is what I mean by he's sort of trying to take the lead as though he's on like a date. So it's like, oh, it was like a big school or a small school, which might, on its surface, in a vacuum, be a question that makes sense to ask. However, if what precedes it is her going, I don't know, I don't think we had a wrestling team. Like, we didn't have a football team. I don't even know if we had a basketball team. And he goes, were you from a big school or a small school? In Maine. Lamaire, I don't even think I need to comment on that any further. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's crazy. Again, he's doing date stuff. He's pretending like he's listening. He's turning it around and trying to get her to talk about herself. It's a tale as old as time.
So the town was 7,000 people.
Nice.
And it was like, but our town was like the biggest out of all the surrounding towns.
Yeah.
So we like thought we were like the best.
Yeah.
We had like a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we had a mall that had like no stores open in it.
Closed mall.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was from New York. My mom was from Florida, but he was like in the military, so he got stationed in like nearby where I grew up. But then the base he was at closed, and then he just like transferred into like working for the Federal Aviation Administration. So he just stayed. And
I don't have any idea why we're listening to this. Oh, okay. Talking about her dad.
That's been good in the military.
Yeah,
your dad must have been good.
Well, he was super smart, and but yeah, he was like very strict, and so he had like a very like military vibe. Yeah. But he was funny, and he liked cool stuff.
About this?
Oh my! Well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
Do you notice all those wases? Do you notice how many times that he was this, he was this? I feel like in no subtle way is she communicating that he's dead, and Lamaire goes, what does he think of this? And she goes, well, he's dead.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But one thing is funny about him, like, he never cared what I wore. Like, he never slut-shamed me ever.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But at one time, like, he did find that I was doing something, and he did shame me for that. Like, in middle school, I was kind of a slut.
Yeah.
Now, when I listened to this the first time, I was kind of like, okay, a slut in middle school. Fine, whatever, and I kept moving on with my life. My fiance goes, did she just say she was a slut in middle school? She's like, you between 10 and 13 in middle school. What the fuck? That's pretty fucking young.
And
what the fuck?
And like, I went through my slutty stage in middle school, I guess, and I would like flash boys on my webcam. I had
Why nice, Lamaire? I don't get. Again, let me know if I'm punching down. I know you know what I mean.
The computer,
because it would make a lot of sense. Is all I'm saying. Not that I have any one type of brain in mind, but it seems like this is the type of brain that deserves to be a part of some kind of classification. It's a really classy way to say a really dirty thing.
in my room and a webcam, like that was dumb, and it.
Temptation's too great.
Yeah, and my grandparents.
We've all
were
been
the
on
ones,
Omegle.
And it.
Temptation's too great.
To flash? We've all been on Omegle? Lamaire, you showing your titties on chat roulette?
Yeah, and my grandparents
We've all
were
been
the
on
ones.
Omegle.
Yeah. I know. My grandparents were the ones that busted me because they knew how to like look at search history and message chat history.
Yeah.
And they told my dad, and then my dad read me the conversation of me admitting how many times I'd flashed. And he was like, what? Like, why would you do that?
Okay, that's enough of that. Suffice to say, she went through her OnlyFans phase at 12. Which was a joke contributed to the show by an anonymous user. Not my joke, but very funny, and I won't take credit for it, but I will take the flack for it if there's flack to be had. She went through her OnlyFans phase at 12. It's as disturbing as it sounds. Now, Lamaire, the question we're all asking, probably, is why you creeping?
There's been a lot of times like that where I'm like, oh wow, I'm pretty lucky, like nothing has happened to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you always been hot?
I don't.
Lamaire, we know what you're doing. It's not as subtle as you fucking think, and gross, dude. So have you like always been hot? Again, we all know what you're doing. We all know what that was. Nobody liked that. What's the in video game? Everybody hated that. That, Lamaire, we all hated it.
Don't know. Okay, so probably, maybe, I don't know.
You can answer. You're the man.
No, you can't, because what is the answer? Yeah, she was a smoking 13-year-old. What do you mean, was she always hot?
Man in the house,
You're the man at the house. You can determine whether or not your child version of your girlfriend is sexy.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like...
Lamaire. Is there some kind of handler that you... Is there someone... Is there something that you were supposed to do? Why are you out here speaking your mind? Is the best question I could come up with.
It sounds like it.
I used to. People
you had a teacher. You and those other.
I don't think so. I think a lot of the dogs, the people of the 432 world, the fans of the Matt and the Shane, and their secret podcast. I think they think he's harmless because he's kind of the like punching bag friend where everyone kind of gives him shit, but like no one else. You know what I mean? Like you got this. So I've talked about it before, but there's this archetype of homie. You've got a friend in the group, and everyone kind of gives him shit. If anyone outside the group tried to give him shit, you wanna, but to you, that's like your group's kind of like go-to. You know, they can handle it, and you're also like making them better. You tell yourself, or you tell them. So Lamaire unquestionably is that guy in his group of podcasters. What was I about to say? I don't remember. He's that guy in his group of friends. Oh, and so inherently, I think he's kind of like Eeyore the donkey, where all of the fans, like, yeah, we kind of laugh at Eeyore, but also, like, we cheer for Eeyore. We want him to be happy. Well, we think we want him to be happy. If ever there was an episode where his suspense finally resolved, then we'd hate it. Because his archetype is the underfoot sad donkey. And so the underfoot sad donkey of the Matt Insane Secret podcast is, of course, Lamaire. And so I think these fans of Shane and Matt think that he's a harmless, hapless, kind of dummy guy or loser guy, or you know what I mean? Like they kind of baby him. But then when he gets out on his own, he starts saying things like this. I don't think he's as lovably innocent as everyone else thinks. I get a vibe that I don't like from within him. I don't, his lying being a huge part of that. That he has these little kindergarten lies he'll throw in. Oh, I did that. Well, I do that. I've done that. I am already finished thinking about that. Like he's kind of got a juvenile's approach to lying, and that's just the beginning of it. Because frankly, as a writer, you should be a pretty good liar. Are you writing fiction? The greatest lie ever told?
They're probably sweet young things.
No, they're the...
Gulp, we're gonna see what he's talking about, and I don't think we're gonna like it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like
it sounds like it.
I used to.
You had a teacher. You and those other probably sweet young things.
No, they're so pretty.
Yeah, you got it though, didn't you? You kind of caught yourself. Kind of got yourself how she was just talking about being a child, and you were like, "Were you always hot?" And if you heard that and didn't go, "That's fucking weird," you're fucking weird. Or you're not listening, and I don't blame you.
Always been pretty, and they're still pretty. No,
you
they
guys
were pretty.
drove that teacher to madness.
Lamaire,
could have just been.
Why you creeping, bruv?
I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
No, it isn't.
I used to get dress coded a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's weird because, like...
Can you, like, describe it to me?
I feel like dress code, like, it... I used to see girls that, like, maybe didn't have good bodies wearing the same shit, and nobody gave a shit. Yeah. None of the teachers gave a shit what they wore. And I was like, that's not fair. Like, she's doing the same shit. And they were like, no, we don't care.
Nope, it's different.
Yeah. But, like, when I was 13, people would be like, wow, you look so much older than you are. I'd get hit on by adults.
That's so fucking disgusting and sad. Like... oh, god damn, dude. I had a lot of friends like that when I was a kid, and I remember at the time being like, that seems weird. That was weird. But that's crazy. That's super not comedy for sure. Let's see how Lamaire reacts to it. Maybe well.
And then, I used to come to Austin when I was a kid because I had a cousin that lived here, and I'd go on 6th Street when I was 13.
He just did a yawn.
And
get drunk.
He just went and then realized that he was yawning as she was talking, and he stopped himself. That's not good date etiquette, is it, Lamaire?
Never got drunk, but like I would like walk around and be like, one day I'm gonna like live here and like work on 6th Street. I thought I would do that. I didn't know I'd be doing comedy, but She got me into like an 18+ bar that was doing like a comedy show, or it was a comedy.
I don't think we need to hear the rest of it. We've heard Lamaire. That was weird. That's all weird. She's like, I was a kid and flashing people on AIM Instant Messenger. And he's like, were you hot as a child? Were you one of those kids who are sexy? That's so fucking weird, dude. It's really, really, really weird. But now we're going to get into a little bit of Lamaire's TM backstory.
I'm just kind of addicted to it now.
Yeah.
I hate baby voice. If you do baby voice, stop. Now, you're probably thinking, Gyppo, we just heard you do baby voice. No! I was doing puppy voice, and that's different. But that's how you talk to dogs. Puppy voices for dogs. Baby voices for people you are trying to give a speech impediment to. Oh, you little guy. What a little cutie baby. That's fucking disgusting. You're going to make that kid think that that's how you pronounce L's. Speak to babies like they're adults. Speak to puppies like they're little babies. I'm serious. It bothers me. There's someone in my life that does it right now. That person is very close to someone who I love, and so I've said nothing, but now the person I love does it from time to time. Unacceptable.
It's like the best feeling I've ever had.
Yeah, doing good feels better than anything in the world.
It would be a cheap shot to make fun of that out of context. He's talking about comedy. Doing comedy well, having a comedy set go well feels better than anything in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Dude, yeah.
And it's like different every time for me still, because like some days I'm just like not like confident, and I think the audience can feel that.
They can.
Yeah.
they
know.
Yeah.
They can read me.
Yeah.
But you're very good on stage. You have like a very open vibe, like chill, like I don't know. I feel like you're
underwhelming.
You're good.
Like I sort of feel like you didn't really, I don't know, like put time in or whatever.
Good at like being yourself on stage.
Oh.
Of all the things a man can be, why choose that, Lamaire?
Oh yeah, because that's all I'm good at is being myself.
I suppose being good at a terrible thing is still being good at a thing.
Yeah.
That's all I've learned how to do.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So what did you do before comedy?
That's a good interviewer question.
I was a web designer.
Okay.
I mean, it's basic as fuck, but it's like this day and age when you see a story that just follows a traditional hero's journey format, it's like refreshing. Like, well, at least you're following the fucking rules. Like, you're not out here just thinking you can do it better than thousands and thousands of years of human history. You've suddenly decided you know how to, I'll just wing it, and that'll be a better story than what thousands and thousands of years of history have taught us makes up a good story. Sure, millennial, sure, you were born a genius. You're the chosen one, like Dubz General.
And I got fired from that. I went to school for that. That was when I started doing comedy. Was when I was doing it was business to business web design, and then they made me start editing videos.
Oh, this is funny.
Okay.
And I hate editing videos.
Editing videos sucks. I agree with him there. There's a reason that my channel took a 180 pivot when I quit drinking wine all day, every day. For now, not as a poignant like I'm quitting thing, but because I just needed to clear my mind for a while. But when I stopped drinking wine, I stopped writing scripts for my YouTube videos. And so inherently, I didn't have any videos to edit. Now, I like the writing script part. That's why I did it for other channels before I did it for myself. But video editing is in and of itself an art form. And I didn't know that until I tried to do it myself. It was like, I'm really bad at this. This reminds me of, oh shit, this is an instrument that I've never played before and isn't a percussion instrument that I'm used to playing, or that I was trained to play. So it's like, there's no carryover. How long did it take me to learn as much as I have learned about these instruments? I don't want to spend that time on video editing. So I don't blame him there. It's the first fucking thing you've ever said that makes the, what is it? That's the first goddamn thing you've said that makes one piece of fucking sense. Decker.
videos is the boringest shit. Sorry, brother, but it's the most boringest shit. And especially
I apologize to him. I feel like it's a testament. I'm not saying people who do video editing suck for it. That's literally, it's actually more of like a good on you. Good on you, because this is hard to do and it's annoying and it's tedious and it's monotonous. And if you found some way to get your creative voice out there, to be creative through that medium, applause. It sucks.
Business to business videos, oh my god.
It was way worse.
It was all, it was just video.
So he probably handled this like a mature adult.
It was people driving cars and spraying foam. It was very boring. And I tweeted, I looked at the ceiling and I was like, it was like not a popcorn ceiling, but...
By the way, Lamaire, as we found during his drama, his Who's Better, New York or Austin drama with Louis J. Gomez, where he got paraded through the streets and publicly flogged. We saw during that era that Lamaire, he sort of tweets, he wears his tweets on the sleeve of his... Where's his tweets on his sleeve? There's something there. Lamaire just tweets whatever's on his fucking mind, or X's whatever's on his fucking mind, and it's caused problems for him before. Let's hear him out.
Like, office ceilings, how they all look the same. It was a damn office ceiling.
I think he's talking about a drop ceiling.
And I was like, the spots look like a gun pointing at my head. And
was this after you taught yourself to write or before?
They're like,
that is bewilderingly stupid.
Not a popcorn ceiling.
That renders me nigh speechless. Look, one more time.
But like, office ceilings, how they all look the same. It was a damn office ceiling. And I was like, the spots look like a gun pointing at my head.
So, some of you may be from the UK, so you might not know what I'm talking about, but there are 0 guns that have square barrels. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're perhaps UK military. Otherwise, you have to take my American-ass word for it. There's not square barrels. What do you mean? You looked up and you said, look at that. Those drop ceilings, how they've got rectangles on them? Now this rectangle looks like a gun pointed at my head. That's fake sad boy bullshit. It's like some Hawthorne Heights cut my wrists and black my eyes, man. What the fuck? This square atop me looks like a gun pointed at my head.
And they're like,
you suck is my point.
Can't have you in this office anymore.
That sucks. And by proxy, so too do you.
And I was like, why? They're like, because of the tweet. And I was like, okay.
Whoa.
And then they said, they took me to Starbucks to fire me.
Wow.
And they're like, wow, this is the first time we've seen
Willikers.
You smile in like 6 months when they fired me.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is not making people feel the way you thought it would. As people, it's up to me. And I'll tell you that this is not a ha ha ha. This is like either a lie or really sad. Now maybe I'll go on his X and scroll all the way back 13 years ago or whatever and see if I can't find that pesky tweet. But I doubt it that I'll do that, I mean.
It was nice.
So you were doing comedy at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it gave you even more of a perspective on like what you love versus what you hate.
What I hated, yeah.
So I started comedy because I was working at this place, and then I did this tweet, and then I got fired. She's like, you were doing comedy at that time? He's like, yeah. It's like, oh, well, what story did we just hear? What are you fucking talking about?
And then I did that. I freelanced web design for a bit. Then
cool.
That got boring.
Okay, yeah.
It gets boring pretty easy. And then I handed out snacks at a Walmart. for a little bit. That was bad.
Seems like a great fit.
Then I worked for another.
I guess if I were doing that, if I were Lamaire and I were doing that, what I would do is go to my interview kind of drunk. Just with a little buzz on. And that way, when I show up to work kind of drunk, there's consistency there. Because one would probably need that, but I don't see that being the worst thing in the world if every once an hour or so you go to the bathroom and revisit your flask. Handing out snacks at a Walmart. Maybe not the worst thing. And you're like, no, my breath just smells like tequila naturally.
Web design company. Then I worked for a dog website.
It's like the sunglasses for Psychonauts, remember?
For like 3 years.
Okay.
I've had a lot of jobs. Then I was a pool boy for a summer. I don't even know how to swim. I was like a lifeguard for a second.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Austinites. I don't want to hear it. We're moving on.
Yeah.
How'd you get away with that?
It was at an old.
Well, here's the thing. You don't jump into the pool when you're cleaning it. What do you think a pool cleaner does? Good for Lamaire. He found the only person in Austin who's more oblivious than he is.
Person's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they knew how to swim.
Okay, that's good.
And it was short. It was like shallow. It was like 5 feet.
Oh, okay, good.
The pool? This is what I mean. That's a kindergarten lie. The answer is, well, because you don't need to swim to clean a pool. The Lamaire answer is, oh, it was only one of those, you see pools that are only like 5 feet deep. Where at one hotel? What do you mean, the goddamn Holodome? You just tell the truth. Or did this start as a lie and now you're doing kindergarten catch-up lies? Supplementary kindergarten lies.
The part of that job was nice is that they gave me a truck so I could drive the truck. I just fill it with chemicals and then I just dump the chemicals in the pool. But I could smoke. That was when I started smoking cigarettes.
Oh, very interesting part of your journey that we were all curious about. You started smoking cigarettes when you had a job as a pool guy in your 20s? Nerd!
Yeah, and that was like the first time I lost a bunch of weight. Because my diet was pretzels, Red Bull, and Marlboro Reds.
Nice.
The right time to do that is when you're stealing them at 16. Yeah, actually, no, I think my first cigarette I ever had, I think I was 13. I think. This is not a Lamaire lie. But I remember when my cousin came to town, he was like older than me, and this is the cousin that showed me Mitch Hedberg when I was like 13, maybe 12. Yeah, I think it was 12 because I was in 7th grade, or maybe between the summer of 7th and 8th grade. Whatever the case is, I might have been like 15. Regardless, he bought a pack of Camel Silvers. And I remember him smoking them, and I'm fairly certain I tried one then. I think. I don't know. But other than that, probably a year later, I got some cigarettos from the local Westco. And my band and I went in, and I stole them, and we all tried smoking them behind the skank house.
Red Bull Monster Energy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And
so you were allowed to get away with things you were totally allowed to do. Smoking cigarettes and drinking Red Bulls, that's like what you do at work.
what was after that?
Not even you care!
Then I started doing like a bunch of weird consulting jobs.
You did?
Like I worked in a mailroom for a while. And then
Guys, just as a reminder, this question was not, can you please list every job you've ever had and the length at which you were there and the reason that you left it? It was, so when did you get into comedy? It's so many minutes ago now. And again, he doesn't know. He doesn't remember what he was talking about. That's why he just took a solid 5 seconds to go, what's next?
I started doing like a bunch of weird consulting jobs.
You did?
Like I worked in a mailroom for a while. And then
You were a consultant at a mail room? What, a room full of boys?
This was right before COVID. Oh yeah, COVID was nice, dude. COVID was sweet.
Yeah.
I loved COVID. That was when I started doing more comedies.
So he's very, very green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it picked up. I started traveling because everywhere was closed. So I was like, I got to go down south where everything's open.
It's true. It's true. Some of us didn't go to the south in time. Pandemia left a fracture of the mind.
Oh.
And then I came back.
One that won't quit bleeding.
Mailroom. That worked. I was a mail sorter.
Okay.
I sorted fucking like junk mail.
Why are you doing this, Lamaire? Who told you that this is it? I don't know. She asked. No, she didn't. She didn't even ask. It'd be one thing if she asked and he's like, oh, this is a boring answer, but like, this is the answer. It's not what happened at all. She said, how'd you get into comedy? And he was like, I had 1,000 jobs, and then 2020 happened, and I started to get into comedy more then. This is part of a Lamaire lie. This is part of one of Lamaire's lies. That just occurred to me. He wants the credit of having been doing comedy since he was in his early 20s. He's 35 now. He wants that credit. But the truth is, he wasn't really doing comedy then. He was told when he was 12 that comedy was funny, and he saw Anchorman and was like, I'd like to do that. And he went through most of his 20s maybe having tried it a few times. There's a reason he didn't give us a definitive answer. And I think that's to save face. And that's why he ended up going on a long rant about all his stupid, boring jobs that he had. So we're going to move on because we are running out of time on this episode. I love that I thought I was going to be able to get through all these time codes and a whole ass American Redact video with just as many time codes. So we're sticking and moving. Okay? Next week we will open. We're going to do a couple of featurettes and then we'll just go right into Redact. All right? I hate him too. He's talking crazy. He needs to be knocked down a peg. And we're going to do that. We're going to do the knocking. Don't worry. But we need to move on right now. So we're going to 3726.
Beast.
Bad. Yeah.
Beast, though.
Yeah. But
yeah, I'm partying too much. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I loved to party in high school.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. I think I kind of got a lot of my partying out. I still like to drink and smoke and all that, but like I don't go as hard as I did in high school.
No, I never went to like high school parties.
That's good.
I never got invited to high school parties.
Oh, yeah, shit. Boy, does this explain a lot, or does this explain a lot? Now, if you're hearing this and you didn't get invited to high school parties, that's fucking fine. I'm not mocking you for that. I'm mocking Lamaire, who's trying to convince us all that he's one of these cool Austin kids. This gets worse.
No. I was like one of the big Christian kids.
You are? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, everybody, there was a youth group called The Point that we'd all go to.
So when did you...
Okay, you know, youth group's fine, sure, okay.
Smoke weed for the first time?
Probably the edgiest guy in youth group.
When I was 25.
When did you smoke weed the first time? And he says, let's hear him.
Go to.
So when did you smoke weed for the first time?
When I was 25.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
I was in San Francisco. I got accepted into a comedy festival called San Francisco Sketch Fest. And I took a train. I took a train from Philadelphia to San Francisco.
It's a long train ride. I've done it from Michigan to San Francisco, actually.
It was nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched.
And then Michigan to Oregon, and then Oregon to Michigan. I've been on the cross-country Amtrak several times. If it wasn't more expensive than a plane ticket, I would suggest it. I have no idea. I mean, it has to be subsidized. Like, there's no way Amtrak is holding its own water. Like, it's so expensive. There's nowhere to sleep. I mean, I have places to sleep, but that's because I'm a gypsy. A filthy gypsy man. Which, by the way, that's by blood. I'm not one of these posers who's like, I traveled in my 20s, and so I'm a gypsy. No, I'm from a big clan. I was close. I'm from one of the, it's called the clan of gypsies known as the King of the Gypsies. You can look that up if you want. So this is by my blood. I'm not one of these annoying, heady, festy girls. I am that, but not for that reason.
The Legend of Korra all the way there. How long is that? It was 3 days.
Yep. He's not exaggerating. That's not a Lamaire lie.
You did train right.
I've never been on a train.
Never once?
Never. I want to.
It's not that surprising, Lamaire. Look, we are running out of time here. I don't want to go too far over, so I'm going to jump to my last time code. There are a couple other Lamaire lies. I would suggest going and watching this yourself. You'll probably think it's ironically funny as I did. Because you have a good sense of humor. So he lies about Spotify. He lies about having sleep paralysis at one point, where he's like, she's like, oh, you have sleep paralysis too? Because she asks, have you ever had it? And he goes, yeah. And she's like, oh, really? What was your sleep paralysis demon? And he goes, it was it. It was like the Slender Man from It, like when he does the thing where he like comes out of the fridge. Yeah, that like happened to me. She's like, oh, what else? He's like, no, it was just that one time. Sure, Lamaire. Sure. Or you got called out on one of your little kindergarten lies and didn't really know how to follow it up, so you went with the first thing you could think of. Someone else's material, Lamaire. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with you, my guy.
Might have been the greatest
and you
thing ever. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. Here's the thing, even if my joke I was making earlier is true, and he is got a touch of something, then it doesn't matter. I'm not making fun of him because he's dumb. I'm making fun of him because he's a liar. He's a liar. He's lying to us all. That's why we call him Lamaire here, and we always have.
Yes, that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling.
This is my... I remember this, where my brother told me this joke. No, my dad. He took...
Okay. This is kind of funny, too. So you remember earlier on where he's like, I'm from central Pennsylvania, and she was like, I don't know where that is.
Remember this joke? It's a street joke.
Okay.
But we were on the porch. It was so funny. So, all right. So, like, a
you'll get it.
Chinese guy.
Okay.
An American guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like a Russian guy.
Great start, Lamaire. Professional comedian Lamaire, everybody.
I don't know. They're all...
You should know, though, because you know how your analytical brain, how you've already taught yourself how to write scripts. Well, then you should probably know that your setup, well, it's going to have an effect on your punchline. Maybe I'm crazy. I just prefer jokes. I'm a Shane Gillis guy.
They're all in the airplane. They're going to skydive. But the thing is, like, once you jump out the plane, you get one wish, and whatever you wish comes true. So,
boy, this is really good.
Oh, all right. The Russian guy, he jumps out, and he's like, I want to become a bear. And then he's flying, he lands, he's a bear.
Nice.
And then the American guy comes out, he jumps out, he's like, I want to be an eagle. He flies, he lands, he becomes an eagle. Then the Chinese guy, he comes out, but he trips and he goes, holy shit. And he hits the ground, he's shit. that's it.
That's
what do you say to that? To point out that that's not funny is, well, that's not very funny of me. I don't know how to start making fun of that. So we'll move on.
It's funny. I've never heard of street.
Listen to her.
Never heard of street jokes.
She's never heard of street jokes. So what she's doing is a faux pas we see in storytelling all the time. Think Pocahontas, right? It's called the archetype. The faux pas archetype is the noble savage archetype. The noble savage archetype. So I had a friend, my buddy Lee. He's a Native American guy. And, I worked at a bar. I was his bartender for a long time. And then I got fired from that job because I quit going. And one time I'm out on my porch, still back in KZoo, and I'm smoking. And he comes by, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like, and he goes, oh, hey, man. So we start, shooting the shit. He comes up, he has a cigarette. And we don't know each other well. We still don't, but at this time especially, we hadn't really, hung out ever. It was just, a couple of dudes from the bar smoking a cig. And at one point I was talking about, deer or something, and he goes, my people, we can sense the intentions of a deer. Like when we see the deer, because I'm an Indian, we know what it is feeling. We can reach out to it with our minds. And I went, what? What the fuck are you talking about? And he laughs, and he goes, good. He goes, a lot of the time when I tell white people that, they don't call me out, they just believe me. And that's because they were making a noble savage of him. That's where they have this mystique of this, painting with the colors of the wind. And so what she's done here, because Lamaire is a black man who used the word street, she thinks a street joke is a joke from the streets. For those of you that don't know, it just means a joke that everybody tells. You didn't write it, it's not like a comedian's bit, it's just something your grandpa told you once. Anyway, that's Lamaire on the Big Natural Podcast. God. I don't know what I could say in conclusion other than we got ourselves a new dude, my friends. Stoked. I think we should all be stoked. And now a musical performance from your host, who loves you all the most, Gyppo. What? I said a scene, holding the scene. I was blind and Kentucky was a lane. Cincinnati jacket and a saddle of dame, hanging out the window with a bucket full of rain. Clap hands, oh clap hands, yeah. I said clap your hands, yeah. Clap your hands, yeah. I said roll, roll, thunder and roll. That son of a bitch is never coming back here no more. When the moon up in the window and a pearl up on the pole, can always find a billionaire to shovel up the coal. Clap hands, yeah. I said clap hands, oh clap hands, oh clap hands. I said a steam, it's just a bad dream. Pouring down the hollow with a pistol in your jeans. $50 bill inside a pallet in town, but nobody knows where Mr. Knickerbocker's at. Clap hands. I said roll, roll, thunder and roll. And that son of a bitch, she's never coming back here no more. With the moon up in the window and a pearl up on the pole, can always find a billionaire to shovel up the coal. Clap hands, oh clap hands. I said clap your hands, clap your hands. Shine, Roosevelt dime. On the way to Baltimore and running out of time. The Salvation Army seemed to wind up in the hole. Well, they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. Clap hands, oh clap hands, yeah. I said clap your hands. machines. $50 bill inside a pallet inside, but nobody knows where Mr. Knickerbocker's at. Clap hands. Tom Waits' Clap Hands as performed by Druid the Punk on Critical Leaks. Which is to say, this has been Critical Leaks. I've been Gyppo or Druid the Punk or some name I've yet to mention. And remember, always remember, in the meantime, be nice.